What up, everybody? Happy Friday. Today we are joined by our brother from another mother, Douglas, from
What up?
Sibling Reverie. And our Nape will be joining us shortly. He is
Sorry, I'm so white.
He's running late. So
How's
She's seeing
everybody
things
doing?
again. She's seeing things again. It's okay.
I'm
it the
good.
Sixth
How-
Sense?
how are
Do you get
you,
the
Doug?
Sixth Sense? Oh, there's echo. I'm good. How are you?
is there an echo?
There is. I
What?
just heard. There is. I just heard myself back to me. It's okay.
Guys, is there an echo?
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's gone. Now it's
There
gone.
wasn't before.
It's gone now. I'm not hearing it come. I'm not hearing myself come back yet. Yeah, we're good. I think we're good. To answer your question, I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. What a wonderful host. How was your cigarette?
It's very good.
I actually do miss. Sometimes I do miss smoking when I see people like enjoying it. Like, oh, we'll go live. I want to finish my smoke. I'm like, God, I miss those days. I really do.
I miss the days where I wasn't smoking.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not.
Don't get you wrong. What? Don't get me wrong.
Don't get me. Yeah, I'm happy that I don't smoke anymore. I feel better. But like like I said, every now and then, like I'll be around Paul when he lights one up, and there's like the waft of smoke that goes by, or the way somebody smokes a cigarette. James Caan, is it not James Caan? Color of Money, Cool Hand Luke, Paul Newman, Jesus Christ. No, Paul Newman. There's a scene in The Color of Money when he lights up a cigarette and takes a drag, and I remember watching it, and like I went out to buy a pack of cigarettes after watching that scene. It looks so, there's just certain things about smoking that I do miss. That's a long-winded way for that.
When we were kids, they made smoking like look sexy.
Like
Like was it Sharon Stone? Wasn't it
Basic
Sharon
Instinct?
Stone in the one movie where she's like sit back, she's all like,
Yep, Basic Instinct.
everybody thought it was so hot, but really you just fucking smell and taste like an ashtray.
I would argue that people didn't think that scene was hot because of the cigarettes. It was hot because your beaver was on the. Yeah. I'm sorry, that is the best line in that entire movie. She tasted like cigarettes.
That is a great movie.
Absolutely
When
wonderful.
It came out, like
Forrest Gump?
95 or something. Right, 95, mid-90s.
I want to say 93, 94. I remember the soundtrack for that being an Oscar-winning soundtrack. I remember my Uncle Paul took Paul and I both to see that in the theater.
Oh, thank you, Shannon. Oh, and Shannon's drinking from a fancy glass.
When I was Savannah.
Whoa. Uh-oh, what happened? Did Savannah take a dump on the floor?
No, so do you remember in the backyard there's a door going into our basement? There's that little staircase going into our basement. So when we're down here, we set up a fan and we open the door and we set the fan pointing out so it'll suck the smoke out the door. And Savannah just jumped.
You just hurled the fucking fan, dude.
You know,
Look
oh my God.
So happy.
Y'all listen to what Savannah did the one day. So we have our breezeway. Doug knows our breezeway. It was my old streaming spot from you people from long ago. That's where I used to stream.
That's what I called
it. So there's the door going into the backyard. It's got like 3 pieces of glass in it. So there's this group of squirrels. There's actually 4 of them.
Armed Ape is here. I think.
No, he's in the chat.
We'll
be here soon.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Sorry.
So this like little group of squirrels really likes to mess with the cat and the dog, and they'll come like right up to the door. Well, the one day Savannah was like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm just going to jump through the window. And she jumped through the goddamn window, dude. Busted it. I text Adam. I was like, yeah, you should see this shit that just went down at the house right now. And he's like, what happened? I was like, well, let's just say you have to fix the back door again.
How old is Savannah?
Huh?
How old is Savannah?
She
2 and
turned,
a half.
yeah,
2 in April.
yeah, she turned 2 in April.
Still a puppy. You big,
Yeah.
big puppy.
And now every day when I let her out the door, man, she's after these squirrels. And they run up the tree and she like jumps up at them like, I'm gonna get you, you little fuckers.
I don't even know what she went after. Like I didn't see. Like she went after something though.
She probably saw one of them damn squirrels. They're in this tree and then that tree.
Fuckers.
Damn little fuckers, man.
So how was Three Ninjas, dude?
I mean, I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. I don't think first shot either. It's definitely enjoyable. It's a fun movie to watch with a group and pick it apart and make fun of. Compared to like when I was a kid, when I was 11 years old when it came out, and I thought it was like the greatest thing in the world, to the point where like I mimicked the moves in the movie thinking I was learning karate for real. And then you watch as an adult, you're like, oh man, this is a bad ripoff of like Ninja Turtles, Steven Seagal. But like literally the villain of the movie looks like a Kmart Steven Seagal. He's got the hairline and the ponytail and everything. But yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was really fun. Movie was something. It's definitely something to watch, like I said, and have fun with. But it was a good time. I like doing the watch parties and hanging out and all that stuff. It was a lot of fun.
So I watched Big Trouble in Little China yet last night when I got home from work.
That's a good movie. Jack Burton, baby.
Oh man, Pork Chop Express. It's a great movie.
Oh, the in Three Ninjas, the grandfather who teaches
I
the
was
kids
just gonna
great.
say, and I didn't put it together, back then when I was, a kid. But,
Called him one and a half eye. Kamikaze had a really funny joke in the chat. He's like, he kind of looks like the Asian Forrest Whitaker. One eye, one eye open.
Thank you, Michael. That's so funny because I was so pissed. I was like, dude, I look like shit. My hair looks like shit. My face.
Mm-mm.
And this is not what I want to be wearing.
What, like a muumuu that showcases the bubbids?
Ain't no fucking moo-moo.
No, I said it like a muumuu that showcases the bubbas. Like never mind. Yeah, he got mad on your behalf. It's not a fucking muumuu. Say.
This is a dress I wore when we first met Hex.
My grandmother used to wear muumuus, and she had patterns, designs, and colors that it's the first thing when I saw you come on the screen. I didn't think you were wearing a muumuu, obviously, but I thought the color pattern, the ski is something my grandmother would have worn.
Oh, thank you, everybody. You guys are just being nice because I feel like shit about myself today.
Yeah, but that's the point of friends. That's why we do what we do and why we surround ourselves with who we surround ourselves. I genuinely hate myself, but I also know there are people who don't feel that way, so it makes it easier for me to kind of keep going, Not that I wouldn't keep going. I don't have that in me, but you know what I'm trying to say. Sometimes we get the blues.
We definitely do. We definitely do. Just speaking of the blues, so like I haven't been going on Twitter too much the past couple of weeks because
not getting enough likes. I get it.
Well, I don't like all the sexualization of gay pride. It really upsets me. It upset me. It upset me before when we would sexualize gay people, and I don't like that.
But that's what they do.
When I see this stuff with the kids, it just really upsets me, and it puts me in such a bad place that I just don't want to be on Twitter seeing it. And the other reason I get upset is Adam's little cousin is gay, and I love her to death. She's like one of the most wonderful people ever. She reminds me of my mom in certain ways, but she just has this like really fun, energetic attitude, very, very playful attitude. She's always had that.
Pickles.
And-
Hold on
and
a
she's-
second. Don't
and-
act like that's as normal. What's going on next to you? I'm sorry.
It is for me.
Holy crying out loud. Alice, that really grossed me out. I'm sorry. I didn't expect to see that. You were
It's
telling a nice
crap.
story, and then he just starts drinking pickle juice. Sorry.
So 45 minutes ago, my hand with
Yeah,
my
you see it,
fingers.
yeah.
I was cramping so bad. I could still
That
drink a gallon of
works.
water today, but
So I get really upset about that because I don't think it's right in the first place. But then it's like you're trying to sexualize somebody that's in our family's lifestyle, and she's just a fucking normal human being, like, and it just grosses me out. I hate it.
This is
Yeah,
also Men's
Buxom,
Mental Health
pickle
Month.
juice is good for you, Buxom.
I'm sorry. I've never seen that or heard that. I didn't know that.
It's good for cramping.
it's
Yeah.
so like the best thing is potassium. For cramping, you can eat bananas, but that takes some time. Water too, but water also takes some time. Pickle juice, it's like almost within I don't know a few minutes because I stopped at the Speedway by the house because when I'm on my way home, my hands were cramping when I was driving. So I'm like, all right, I'll just drink some pickle juice when I get home, and I'm like, damn, I ate the rest of the pickles last night when I got home. So I needed to stop and get pickles, and I was running short on time. So I stopped at the gas station, got some pickle juice and a bottle of water, and I was standing in line. I cracked open that pickle juice, and I just started the pickles, and I just started drinking it.
How much do you drink before it
Bananas you
starts
should
feeling
eat
better?
before first. Like if you're gonna be like we used to make Scar eat bananas before soccer and stuff like that. So
How much-
now we're about to go into July, and I hate July. July and December are like the 2 months that I fucking hate because my dad was born in July and my mom died in July. My mom was born in December and my dad died in December. So it's really like this. But yeah, my dad's birthday is July 2nd. So
Happy
cheers
birthday.
to you, Daddy. We love you. You were the bestest.
Quick question,
No,
because
like,
I'm just
what?
learning. I'm just learning all this shit tonight. So, how much pickle juice do you drink before you start to feel some relief?
I don't know. It's like maybe a third of a jar.
I can't see the jar. Move it over.
It's really like
So that
I mean,
much-
it was I haven't eaten any pickles yet, but it was a brand new jar. But I mean, it's
You drank that much juice already, and you're feeling better already.
oh yeah.
Okay, because I started working out with a trainer
Michael, your
yesterday.
grandfather died yesterday.
I'm gonna
Michael's
try this. I'll be
grandfather-
right back. I've got pickle juice in the fridge. Give me a second.
I think he's saying his grandfather died on his mother's birthday.
All
Well,
right.
Paul, your mom must be good people because my daddy was born in July. My dad.
All right, here we go. We'll give this a shot, Adam. Cheers to everybody. Happy birthday, Alice's dad. Cheers. Cheers.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
Dude. I like pickles, but the
Oh,
juice is a little much.
I was like, what the fuck?
And then I got as a gift here for working so late, doing bullshit work. The homeowner was like, "Hey, do you drink? You like bourbon?" And I was like, "I love bourbon." Just thinking, it was just small
Oh
talk.
yeah. They give
So
you the good shit?
Apparently it is. I've never had it.
Sure, him and Hex will be drinking that tomorrow.
Yeah, so I took a picture of it and I sent it to a couple of my buddies that I played darts with. Are well, the one dude really is
Shannon.
a bourbon connoisseur. So I sent him
I
a
love
picture. And
bourbon.
I'm like, what's up? And he said that it's really good and it's worth 7 times, what it's retail, whatever.
Oh, Shannon
What you
showed
should
me
do-
stuff to help Grayson get
So I asked him, I was like, should I sell it or drink it?
No, what you should do is do a shot of it with you and Hex. If you have to do 2, like cap it at like 2 or 3 shots. But then, now that you know how much that's really worth, keep that bottle. Keep it for as long as you can, and only pull it out for special occasions. Use that for when the boy king graduates. You know what I mean? Like keep that as like create memories with that thing. What I'm saying is like it's not a cheap bourbon.
My name's Adam. I drink.
I can almost guarantee.
But you can also appreciate. You
this
drink
bottle
beer. You
is going to be gone
appreciate.
tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't. Here's the thing: when it comes to bourbon, if you want to drink bourbon within a night, you get Jim Beam. You get the not shitty cheap stuff. That stuff you hold on to that because that'll just get better the older it gets.
Right. I mean, I hear you on that, dude. I really do. But yeah,
I get it. You drink Bud Light. You're from Ohio. It makes sense. I get it. It's coming to me now. I'm curious to know what it tastes like. I love bourbon. I like a good bourbon and Coke. Ooh, dude, that bottle looks amazing. Keep the bottle.
I'm gonna keep the bottle.
You can blow fireworks out of it.
On this shelf up here, that shelf up there. So back in the day, when I was in my 20s and I moved back home, this side of the basement and then the other side of the basement had a bar on it. We would drink a lot of alcohol down here, and we started saving all the bottles. And one day I was like, dude, this is ridiculous. Like the shelf's gonna fucking fall through.
Hold on a second.
St. Michael said, anytime a day ends in Y is it fairly special. I agree.
Shannon's jumping in the shower. Are you taking your wine with you? Are you doing
man.
shower wine?
What's your Snapchat premium so I can watch? Dude, for real, I didn't realize that. I've had sore thighs all day. I just drank that pickle juice, which tasted like dick. And god damn it, like my soreness I feel pretty good. That or it's the beer. I have been drinking a couple beers. I never would have known that though, had you not done that. I honestly was getting ready to like make fun of you. Like that is so weird. I've never seen anybody just drink pickle juice out of a jar before.
That's why I drink pickle juice, really. I mean, if I had pickles and like yesterday, I just ate the last of the pickles and I drank the rest of the juice. But yeah, I mean, I used to.
Used to what? No, you're good. I cut you off.
But when I met her, I was living with this dude that when we would go grocery shopping, he would buy pickles and he would drink like the jar of the juice. But by the time we got home, he'd crack it open when we got in the truck to go home, and he would drink the whole fucking. You know, it's gonna suck because that was like I bought those at a gas station, so they're like $5, but convenience, you know, it was worth it.
It works, you know. I'm surprised. I'm legitimately.
We're probably gonna dry out before I eat them all, but
when I finish pickles, I like take. Yeah, that's something that's you could do. I know they make kits now that you can get at the store where you just like put them in a bag with all the pickling salt and seasonings and all that stuff, and just let them sit and make your own.
Yeah, I mean it's vinegar and fucking
kosher salt, right?
We're getting our garden going, and cucumbers is going to be something that we grow a lot of. We only have two spots right now. What are they? 6x6 squares.
Like 8x8 or something.
8x8 squares that we're going to start with. But when we enclose it, we're going to make it really big so we can keep adding more and more stuff as we get better with it. But yeah, we're gonna I was like, dude, we gotta grow so many cucumbers and tomatoes. There's so fucking many cucumbers and tomatoes. And that cucumber tomato salad, Doug, that shit's the bomb. You can eat it with like anything. Burgers,
you really
pizza,
can.
steak. That shit is it's such an easy thing to make at parties.
It's so good for you until you drown it in ranch and fucking
sour cream and but it's so good though, dude. It's so good.
Well, it's actually good to eat. I'm not saying drown your salads in ranch, but vegetables with some fat help somebody look this up. There's something with fat and vegetables that help the nutrients of the vegetables. But once again, this does not mean drown your salads in ranch.
Wiggle finger Alice. Once again.
By the way, Forest Mommy, she peels a hell of a cucumber, man. She was on top.
That's a euphemism for the hand job she gave me out back. She peeled my cucumber. Whatever happened to her? We haven't seen her in forever. What's she up to these days?
She's at what the fuck is it that she's at tonight?
Say, Michael, do you like malt vinegar on your fucking French fries and shit?
I do.
Because
my fish.
Malt vinegar, man, that's just
Oh, I love malt vinegar on fry. I have to be in the mood for it. Particularly, it's for me like a fish fry. If I'm having a fish fry, I actually request it. Like I think it goes perfect on fish.
It's gross.
Sorry,
my feet were sweaty.
Oh, that's something else that you guys asked me how I was going, what happened this week or that shit. Like, I don't know. I was going to talk about it tomorrow on the show too, but it's been announced that Sheetz is coming to Michigan. We are now Sheetz Nation.
Speaking of Michigan, okay, you know how we've talked about coming to see you guys? So this might be iffy. This might be iffy, and I have not even discussed it with Adam yet.
Oh, first time for everything.
Yeah, so it was one of my can't sleep at night. I'm gonna start looking at the calendar of random dates. So Adam gets the week off by Christmas, and Christmas is on a Monday this year. So I don't know if you guys get time off around Christmas or anything like that. I'm pretty sure you do, Doug.
He gets more time than I do, but I can take time.
But I was thinking maybe we could come up to see you guys somehow, whether we meet somewhere or whatever. But maybe that time between, because we wouldn't come on Christmas Day, we would leave the day after, and then come back
on Monday.
Yeah,
I would also.
Yeah. I mean, it would, unless, you know.
And it would be great for the kids too. It would be so nice for the kids. It would, especially with Scar, like, because Christmas gets really hard for her with family stuff.
I agree with you, and I'm absolutely game for it. I just want you to take into two things into consideration. First shot, I already pulled out one of them. Snow tires. Make sure you have snow tires. And two, when you're planning it, pay attention to like potential forecasts and stuff, because around that time of year up here, the roads do get pretty nasty as you get near us from Ohio. So just take that into consideration. But I'm all for it.
Like, what kind of vehicle like Paul has, and we could meet like in the middle, and we could just find like a cool hotel to stay at, and we can just hang out together and spend time together. Not worried about having to do shit the way it was with the vow renewal. Like, we could just spend a few days hanging out, chill with the kids. The kids would love to see you guys.
I'm always down to take time off work. You know that, especially to see fam. Fuck yeah.
Maybe, we'll have to look into that more, because I tend to book hotels ahead of time, so I could just book through booking.com. I don't know why I always say booking.com.
BookerT.com. I would love for that to be a website, bookerT.com, where a big black guy comes out and fucking books you fucking cruises, vacations.
I'm almost done with my second beer, y'all. I've been waiting for this since last Friday.
Baby girl, I'm on number 3 and some pickle juice. I am fucking lit tonight, girl.
Today sucked, man.
I agree.
For me. Today sucked. I had to. So Adam accidentally got non-clumping litter. I'm not going to get into the whole situation, but non-clumping litter just does not work.
What's non-clumping? Oh, for cat shit. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So I had to the litter boxes needed switched over today. They needed cleaned out, scrubbed, fresh litter. And just the non-clumping litter is just so gross. It smells so bad. It was so humid today, so I'm sweating, dealing with litter, and the boy king is just being the boy king, which is just, I laugh at it. I do. Like, I'm not, I
Laugh
get,
and cry. Laugh and
but
cry.
yeah, man, I've been waiting for a beer since, well, almost since I woke up.
You know what's funny is I genuinely love this time of year. I love drinking beer. Like in the wintertime, I drink it out of necessity because it gets so cold up here, and like I'm not able to exercise or be as mobile as I normally am in the summer. So I pack it on, but during the summertime, because I put so much effort into working out, like I really do indulge, but only when we do shows. That's the only. I never drink by myself. Only like if I leave work early, on occasion I'll start day drinking if I've had a stressful day, which is rare. I think, well, not rare that I have stressful day. I think it's rare that I start drinking immediately after work. I did the other day or yesterday when I left because it was a motherfucker of a day. But yeah, I really do only drink like when we do the shows. And I like to. I'm trying to balance it, but I do go hard the pain. I feel it. I feel you with you on that. Like I was looking forward to this because all day I've been really tired and really sore, and I'm like, well, at least I know when I get to put a fork in it, I'll start getting a few in me, and I'll come alive. I'll get a second wind, and that's exactly what's happening. And right now, I'm just like trying to maintain it, where I don't, you know what I mean? Like I try to keep it longevity. I don't want to gas out at like 2 hours. And be like, this is a lot of fun, guys. I hope Warren Bape shows up for you. No.
Yeah, see, I don't like to drink alone all the time, but
Drink
Me neither.
I do definitely like, and Adam
Yeah, nobody is.
will definitely attest to
Well,
this, is
what's good
I
about
definitely like to have some beers, listen to music, and clean the house. Like, it's just,
I'm like that with weed though. See, with you and beer like that, I'm like that with weed. If I'm gonna do work, I need to be high because for whatever reason, that just helps me turn. If I put music in my ears and I get stoned, that helps me turn off the shit part about doing work that I hate. And I imagine that's what it's like with beer for you.
well, it can be the same with weed. Like, because I can be very like, oh my god, I have to do this, I have to do that, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and I get all like panicky, But yeah, if I hit something a few times and I'm like, okay, like just start with this, Alice, you fucking moron.
With plowing
You
snow,
and I are
like when
so
I plow,
similar.
Calm the fuck down and get
You
your
talk
shit
to your,
together.
when I
you
plow
talk to
snow,
yourself
I smoke weed.
when you what? You smoke weed
Plow
when you
snow,
what?
plow
Oh,
snow.
when you plow snow, dude. I don't. I'm gonna be honest with
Hi,
you.
I'm
Like
no.
considering where I live, I've never plowed snow in my life because I live in an apartment. I've never had to do that. But like, I can imagine that would be a lot of fun stoned.
Well, I don't.
So funny.
What's that? What's funny?
She said hi. She said hi. I'm Snow.
Hi, I'm Snow. Is that what I said?
No, that's what she said.
Snow when or I'd like to plow snow when I'm stoned, and I said, hi, I'm Snow.
Oh, I get it. You're being a pervert. You're being a dirty turkey. Oh, you're making a sex joke, you creep.
But yeah, like we don't like I don't we don't do shifts. Like my shift doing snow can be anywhere. Well, I get a 4 hour minimum. If I go into salt and only a couple places need a salt, then you're not getting me out of bed to go and do shit for like an hour and a half of pay time, because that's not no. I get a 4 hour minimum. But there's times I could be anywhere from 2 hours to do some salt, or I can or I could like I've been in my truck for 40 plus hours before, and I smoked the whole time.
Adam
I've done the
has
same.
been out all night plowing snow on Christmas Eve, and will get up with the kids and do all the shit. He's a good daddy.
There was One.
Because some of you dads really fucking suck. Not saying, I'm just saying. But you fucking whine a lot. Like a lot.
That's because I haven't had my soy latte yet. But once I get that in me, with a little bit of chai and a splash of boba.
Here we go. Here he is.
Late as fuck monkey.
What up?
Greetings, it is I, the late as a fucking monkey. What can I say? I am very sorry for making such a grand appearance. Fashionably late, as always, you know it, because fuck my life.
First
How
of all,
we doing?
fuck your
Everything
life.
good? Everything all right? You stuck at work? You stuck riding? What's up?
Oh no, well, it's been work this week, okay? This whole month, but this week, especially this week. Oh, what a great week this was. Yesterday, I was choking to death on the fucking Canadian smoke. Today was like, oh, don't worry. You will have, they tell me, like 9 days ago, they say, don't worry, we're going to give you some time off. Yeah, 9 days later, still going, okay? So everything is great.
Right.
Just wonderful.
Well, you get some time off for the holiday or no?
I'll get the 4th off. I'll get that. Maybe the Monday before, maybe the day after, probably not. Who knows? At this point, I don't even know. I've gone complete. My brain is washed. Okay, completely washed. All I know is, yeah, get up, go to work, come home, get up, go to work. I'm on the fucking cycle. The treadmill is running, and I just want to get off, man.
I feel you, brother.
Yes.
If it's any consolation, it's good to see you. It's good to hear your voice. Also, it's good to see you finally taking the initiative and making more merch, because I like the shirt you're wearing, my man. That's a nice shirt.
Oh, this shirt? Oh my God! I've had this one a long time. I don't know how long even. I don't know, 4 or 5 years. I had this one. This is the Rolls Royce of Monkey with Gun shirt. The Rolls Royce, okay. But super expensive. But I'm making these for the channel.
It's sweet.
It's the site I use. What the hell is the name of that site? I don't even know at this point. My brain is fried. Okay, I wish I was smoking dope. I'd have an excuse, but my brain is gone. I don't know. Listen. I will find the site, but they are very expensive. Like, it was the one that made your shirt. The same people. If you remember, dude, yeah, yes.
I love that fucking shirt. I'm glad you made that. That should be available, man. That's such a dope ass shirt.
I really want to do it, but goddamn, they cost so much to make. I mean, like, what am I going to do? I have to find a cheaper site, but they do such quality work. Man, yeah, high quality.
That's what I was gonna say. The quality is fucking fantastic on the shirt. I would imagine it would be expensive. I was gonna say, like, you just go with like a cheaper, low rent shirt company. There's plenty of them that do it. There's plenty of them that do them like buy the shirt, but yes. I get it. Quality is the most important. High quality is the most important thing.
It is for me. I mean, if it's going to be my trademark, Jesus Christ, I can't roll a bunch of cheap shit out the door.
Have it made from China.
Go to the local elementary school and ask the art teacher, they want to do an art project.
Yeah, so hey, listen, I want you to put a monkey with a party hat and AK-47 on the back. Do for me.
What go wrong?
I just want a low cut V-neck Armed Ape shirt that says high quality.
Cross titties. That's a hell of a that's a good.
Where the H and the Y are really blowing the fuck up.
Yes. I remember Custom Ink. That is the name of the company, Custom Ink.
Oh yeah. Don't use that.
What are you talking about?
That was amazing.
Okay.
So I keep. We'll wait till Adam gets back to say what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
We will do this. I can't even see the chat. What's going on? Hello. Wait, let me say hello to the chat. All the beautiful people. I have to now go and try and open. Let's see if this doesn't crash me. We will try this. I will go to Rumble. And I have to look at the chat because all my beautiful people are in the chat and they're probably like, what is this monkey? Am I still here? Are you we're out here.
Yeah, you're here. I can hear you. I hear you.
Beautiful. Have to go to read the chat.
Look at Alice smiling on the side with her hair combed off like that and one titty hanging out, man. It's so adorable. It's like Gone with the Wind. Scarlett O'Hare. You look like Scarlett.
That's who Scar's named after.
Okay, hold on. Wait, let me if I may hijack the show for a second, just to say hello to the beautiful people. I see you. First shot, what is up? Cruel Spock, high quality. Here come a 10. Oh, look at the super chat. I'm getting excited.
Oh, thank you, Michael.
Kamikaze, I see you. Sibling. Paul. Listen, Paul. I have been so slammed with stupidity. I have not. We are working. Well, no, we haven't working. I have to work on the second.
Yeah.
The second request to get back on Twitter. We are working on it.
Thank you, Sir Michael.
Thank you, Michael. A lot of the money the next couple of months will go towards Cedar Point, most likely. And it will help us play arcade games.
Yay! We're gonna play arcade games at Cedar Point. Yay!
And you know what? We have not used the arcade at Cedar Point yet. Really, we haven't stayed there. We stayed there for 3 nights last year, but we're staying there for.
We'll have more time because when we go, we're gonna go when it's open till 10.
It like reminds you of like old school arcades, man. Like
That's what I was
Grayson
gonna
went running in there the one day, and I'm like, God damn it, dude, you're making me want to play all this stuff. But it's very old school arcade style. It's in one of their.
But when you say arcade, like old style arcade, are you talking like not just arcade games, but pinball, skee ball?
Yeah.
Oh God, now I want to go. Now you got me hooked in. I love all that shit. I like old arcade games, like actual 8-bit.
Next year, you and Paul should plan a trip out here, and we'll go stay somewhere in Sandusky. I don't know how big the deluxe cabins are at Cedar
Isn't that
Point.
the guy that hollowed out a bunch of boys' butts? Jerry, isn't that Jerry Sandusky?
No, that's you're thinking Jerry Sandusky.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was two kinds of. I didn't know there was two of them. I thought it was like the Epstein of the Cornhuskers.
No, Sandusky. You guys drove through Sandusky when you were on Route 2.
Holy shit! Hey, yeah, that's slightly. Listen. Okay, yes. Jerry Sandusky, he hollowed out some butts, but let me tell you, when you go to Cedar Point, it's almost like the same thing, okay? But it's to your wallet, not your actual doodle hole. You will get wallowed out.
When I went when I was a kid, we had another park about the same distance to the east of us. But when we would go, my mom would be like, "No, it's too much money just to get in and eat at these places, so you can't play any games." Like arcade games or carnival type games, like none of that shit, you know. But it's not.
We get the passes though. It was awesome the first year because we didn't have to pay for Grayson's pass. Because when they're 5 and younger, their pass is free. As long as a guardian has a pass too, the under 5 pass is free. But we just get passes and we just go all the time because it's a fun thing for us to do. And if you go enough, the pass pays for itself. And then this year we got the meal passes, and now we get 2 meals every time we go, so we don't have to worry about food and going back out to the car. And it's going to be nice when we stay there for the week, because at first he was talking about going somewhere else for Scar's birthday, and I was like, fuck that, we got meal passes at Cedar Point.
Think with your wallet, stupid. When we were kids, I want to go to Cedar Point. The way you're talking about it reminds me of the way when Paul and I moved to Florida, our dad bought season passes to Busch Gardens, and I remember not being sure on that place. And then we went like every fucking weekend. And I got to be honest with you, as a kid, like I get it. Like that place is awesome. And I'm sure for him, as you use that season pass, you gain points and shit like that to get free. Plus, we met celebrities. Drew Carey did a show out of there one time. It was really cool.
Beyonce was there. We went there last year, and Beyonce went the next day. Or not Beyonce, Mariah Carey.
Carey.
I'd rather see Beyonce. Fuck Mariah Carey, that fat fuck. Ugh.
Oh,
I hate that Christmas. I hate that Christmas song.
I thought I was pretty kind of proud of Ohio because they were pretty cool to her. Didn't bombard her too much.
Yeah, she actually said that everybody's cool, but she'll never wear. She won't hide from that place.
But her daughters are big amusement park fans. And they were like, Mom, we got to go to Cedar Point. We got to go to Cedar Point. It's the roller coaster capital of America. And she was like, okay, we'll go. And yeah, they were there a day after. And like, I'm not even a diehard Mariah Carey fan, but she's one of those people that was just so much a part of your childhood because when I was growing up, it was like, holy shit.
Her, Madonna,
Scary.
Whitney Houston. And she used to be, Mariah Carey used to be thin. And when she first came out, she was a Christian. She was considered a Christian singer at first. Like she didn't break through mainstream pop at first. I remember her being played like only on Christian radio stations, like that first album. And then she did something that I can't remember what her first hit was that broke her mainstream, but God damn, she used to be so on fire back in the day. I hate Mariah Carey now. As an adult, I can't stand the woman. Did I say something wrong, Alice?
No, the boy king is upstairs, like just being the boy king right now. Yeah, that Nick Cannon happened.
That's true. That Nick Cannon came with his turban wearing head.
Man. Like, it's
Daddy,
sometimes
Nick Cannon's hilarious.
I don't know. People astound me sometimes. Like I'll look at women and I'm like, you could do a lot better than that. And I'll look at men, same thing. Like, you could do a lot better than that. And I don't even mean looks wise or anything like that. I mean, just you could find somebody that would probably treat you better than that. So
I thought that up until a couple of days ago when Shannon turned heel on me. I thought that you could find somebody perfect for you, and then you find somebody that just stabs you in the back. I'm just kidding, Shannon. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. I'm just fucking joking.
That is what love is all about. What are you talking about, man? If they're not burying a knife in your back, do they really care?
God damn it, man. Being single is so confusing at 43. I don't understand how you guys survive relationships when you say shit like that to me, man. Like, I don't know how to process that.
when I really want to show Adam that I love him, I get out one of our nicer knives and I just
that is what I'm talking about, man. Lisa, I love it. Okay, it's time for me to flex. I have to flex now on the stream with this Cedar Point. I have been to Cedar Point once in my life. 1979.
The year I was born.
Yeah, I was there. Woo, not at your birth, at the park. I was there, and it was it was kick-ass back then. I love that place, man. And now that I'm actually even closer than I used to be living in South Florida, I haven't been back. I have to get my ass up there at some point. I have to do it because
you do.
Oh God.
So I was actually like pretty anti Cedar Point for a while because Cedar Point ended up buying Jog Lake, which was the place that I went to growing up as a kid, and they kind of let it go to shit and just closed it. So I was kind of like, fuck Cedar Point. But, what am I going to do? Never take my kids to an amusement park because I have a beef for when I was, growing up. But it only took me a couple times there just being with my kids to fall in love with it and just realize like may not be the amusement park I went to growing up, but it's a beautiful amusement park. It's awesome sharing that with your kids. I love watching my kids on rides. Like it's just seeing their faces
Freak
light
out.
up. It's the best. It's the best. We have a picture of Scar. Well, it's actually a picture of a screen, but like they'll take the pictures of you on a ride.
Yeah.
So we were on this kiddie coaster with Grayson, and there's a picture of Scar that was taken on the ride. She's just like, and it's one of my favorite pictures, even though it's like a picture that I took of a screen, because it's just, she is living her best life in that picture. Like my daughter is just living her best life, just feeling free, just loving the feeling. And I love seeing my kids have fun. But yeah, one of my favorite things about Cedar Point is when you walk in. It's not the spot we go in anymore, but when you go in through the main gate, there's the gatekeeper, and the just the aesthetics of, was that the right word? The aesthetics of the gatekeeper when you're walking in, and then the carousel and the old like ocean motion boat. Like it's just just that nostalgia, and fucking love it, man. I love doing that kind of stuff with my kids.
It's great. It's great because it hits you right in the fucking feels, man. Because that old timey shit, we're surrounded by so much modernity. Okay, this my phone, my this, my that. It's nice to walk into a place, and be like, these are some old timey, and there's some dude play a banjo over there with a bow tie. You're like, look at these. I love that shit, man. No Pornhub. No fucking Twitter, none of that bullshit. It's just, we are with people and we are doing fun stuff and to the rest of it. Right? Right. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm making
I
more
love
sense.
it too. That's one of the reasons we love going to Great Wolf Lodge, is because it's just such a nice, wholesome place to take your kids. I mean, it's just it's so wholesome. And like Cedar
Great Wolf.
Point, there's people that talk about Cedar Point and they'll be like, oh, well, Cedar Point needs to do this to compete with Disney and do this and do this. And it's like, no, they don't. That's
No.
not their appeal.
Correct.
That's not why people go there. People want to go to, yes, a nice park in a clean park, but they want to have the old carousels. They don't need like all this shit that people have. What was great is when we went to Cedar Point, what was it, last week or the week before, we went to Cedar Point, and it's Frontier Days there right now. And we're walking through this part. There's just like this lady and this dude on a stage playing old country music. And I'm like, this is fucking great. Like, this is great. Like, I just love everything about this. This is so wholesome and fun. And then the Peanuts character stuff that comes out, I absolutely love it. Except for when my daughter says really loud. So you know how there's the Peanuts psychiatry 5 cents or whatever?
Yes.
You know that? Okay. My daughter like screams so loud to me. Like she's like, hey mom, can I have 5 cents? I definitely need psychiatric services. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like,
What
really?
seems to be the problem, Chuck?
And you know what's funny? Totally something I would have done to my mom.
That is great. God. That is great. Yeah. Here's 5 cents. Now walk home. That will cure what ails you, my little darling.
She's something,
Love
man.
this.
She's so funny. Me and her, I love going on the Gemini with her.
What's the Gemini?
It's an older wooden roller coaster.
Yes.
And there's 2 train cars.
Like wooden track? Track?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
I love those.
And it's a race. It's red and blue. It's still red and blue, right?
Yep, it's still red and blue. When you go on, the attendants, they'll try and get you all riled up, like who's gonna win, blue or red. And my daughter is the one that's like, if we're on the blue car, she's like, yeah, blue. we're gonna do it, yeah. And I'm just like, and like a lady got mad at her, and I'm just like, scream louder, scream louder. Because God forbid kids should have fun. I felt so bad for this one kid on the Gemini. Him and his mom got off, and she looked at him. She's like, "That's it. I'm done going on these rides with you. I cannot deal with this anymore." And I'm just like, "Wow."
Yeah, there's a nicer way to say that. Some people, man, you just say, "Hey, listen, I can't take it. You go on whatever you want. I'll watch." Not have to be a
It was
miserable.
just so mean. Like,
Yes.
now, see, I get it. I don't know if the kid has a dad in his life or not. Adam loves going on all the big coasters with her. I don't like the really big coasters. I won't go on Millennium. I won't go on Magnum. I'm more of
Magnum.
I'm more of a Gemini, Blue
Zoolander.
Street. I've been on the Gatekeeper, but I'm more about the smaller rides. Like, I like one of my favorite rides is the Scrambler. I fucking love that ride.
That's a great ride.
But my kid has that. I don't know what I would do without Adam. Like, holy crap, would I have to go on that stuff with my kid because I wouldn't want to keep my kid from doing that stuff? And then I'm like, oh no, I would just like call one of my guy friends to take it. Hang on, I gotta.
Kamikaze, that attitude reeks of single mom. Just saying. Damn, we have some funny fucking friends.
Because I was telling the story of Scar shouting, "Hey, Ron, can I get 5 cents? I need some I need some."
Yeah.
So now that Adam's down here,
Adam's drinking that bourbon. I can see it. How is it?
It's not bad. It's a little. It's got a little bit different of a taste than not. It's more like it's smooth, but it's got like a kind of like a cool bite at the end.
Stretch it
Paul,
out. It gets better with age.
Paul, that's
Lucky
the
Strikes?
stuff that we tried at Matchbox 15, and it was amazing.
Are you smoking Lucky Strikes?
Yeah.
Get the fuck
Dude,
out of here.
I got a pack of Lucky Strikes today for like under $4, I think.
Wow.
The only other cigarette that would have the only other thing that would have knocked my socks off is if you would have pulled up a pack of fucking Chesterfields. I didn't know they still made Lucky Strikes. That shit fucking blows my mind.
Well, they're all filtered now.
What happened, Alice? I didn't hear what you said.
I'm just talking to Michael.
Oh.
So
peach is good. Oh, I want to crack a peach right now. I'll be right back.
tell the goddamn story of how you ruined Phil Collins for me.
I did.
Abe, you did tell him?
Yeah,
No.
last time you was on. Yeah,
You did? I don't.
No.
So
Hey.
I said it on one of those streams, but all right. So here we go again. So these two old brothers that used to work for us, like they're old, broken down drunks. Like
One's much drunker than the other.
Okay.
So the one dude, Cliff, Johnny and Cliff. Johnny was always drunk, like at work, drunk. His brother was only a little bit. He drank more. He like maintained a little bit more. Like Cliff drank, or Johnny drank like me on a Saturday night with a bunch of people around, and I'm getting remarried.
Except for every day.
Every day he would drink that much. Actually almost killed him. But anyway, so Cliff, we were riding it. Neither one of them really drove it when they first started working for us. Cliff never did. We'd be riding in the truck, going to the job or somewhere or whatever, and the Phil Collins song or Genesis song would come on, and he'd be like, every fucking time, dude, every time he'd be like, Did I ever tell you about the time I saw Genesis in 1978 in Municipal Stadium? Like every time. So now when we're
So
together,
now, when you're Phil Collins, who loves Phil Collins? I love Phil Collins because who loves the 80s? I love the 80s.
I love rock out. I go see Phil Collins.
I don't think that's going to happen. He's been in really bad shape for a few years.
I mean, I'm just saying if it ever did.
But
It won't.
yeah. So now, whenever Phil Collins or Genesis comes on, he'll be like, "Have I ever told you about the time?" And I'm like, "Dude, shut the fuck up!" And now I can't even enjoy the song when it comes
I
on.
don't even have to say it, just because even if
Because
I'm not there, she's gonna think of about just like I do every fucking time. That's why I do it, is because Cliff did it for time. It'd be like we'd be listening to one station, Genesis would be on. We'd go to another station a couple songs later or whatever, Genesis or Phil Collins would come on. He'd tell me, he'd say it to me again. Like, dude, so now I ruined it for her, like he ruined it for me.
Lovely, beautiful. You know, I have been to a shit ton of concerts in my life. I don't have I ever seen Genesis? I've seen Phil Collins, I think. I don't know, man. What's somewhere between 85 to 98 it's like a fucking dream to me, okay? There's a lot of shit going on. But Phil Collins is not one I would continuously bring up in conversation. I'm just saying.
I love No Jackets Required.
You saw the Rolling Stones and they sucked.
Oh my God, they were terrible. I seen that. I said, I'll never fucking pay to see this band again. This is the worst live band I've ever seen. The absolute worst.
Chris Gaines. You ever see Chris Gaines? I hear he sounds like Chris Cornell.
Brooks.
Who's Chris Cornell?
Soundgarden.
Hey, what did you just say? Who's Chris Cornell? Rest in peace. God damn.
Amen. Rest in peace.
I'm just kidding.
Okay,
I know.
Please, because I have seen him with Audio Slave. I saw him solo. I saw him with Soundgarden. I mean, if Chris Cornell came to town, I don't care. He could have been him with an organ and a monkey. I would have paid to see. Okay.
Same. The posthumous album. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Adam. This is your show.
No, go ahead, Paul. Go ahead. Or Doug. Go ahead.
Now I'm
really
going to.
Oh, you fucked up now.
You go ahead, Sharon. It's your show.
It's Poncho now.
Hey, Poncho!
Have I told you Peach Bush Light is delightful?
Can't even refer to you now. We're like in text. I'm like Poncho.
Yeah, because I'm a fucking man and bring a poncho for my woman. And yeah, anyway. So the reason why you guys are on tonight is you wanted to rebuke.
Well, actually, the reason they're on tonight is Doug said he really likes hanging out with Abe. And I said, do you guys want to come on one of our shows together? Because it's not as well formatted.
I said that? I don't remember.
And we can just talk.
Man.
No, I said that. I said that.
She's speaking the truth, okay? Let us, listen, I love Paul, but goddamn boy,
our show is just supposed to be hanging out on a Friday night like you're at the Forkey Lounge. See, it says it right there, Forkey Lounge.
Yeah, I mean, there is no clock behind us going, hey, next segment. It's just like, hey, what's going on? Well, listen, I had my ass was itchy last week, but now it's a high quality. And
gold on, dude. Some gold on.
Since you brought it up,
guys,
okay.
Paul works hard.
I know. I love you, dude, man.
Paul does work very hard.
And let me tell you, man, Sibling
Paul
Revelry
looks very sexy in his tanks.
Sibling Revelry, that show, listen, there is always a place for a tightly formatted, let's get to the next thing, let's keep it rolling, okay? There is always a place for that, and that show runs like fucking clockwork, and it's good. It's very good. Then there are shows where you just go and you just bullshit about whatever, and those are good too, okay? As long as, you're talking about something that, people like to listen to.
Right.
Until the subject comes up when someone decides that they're going to compare. Okay, when someone in the chat or on a stream makes one of the dumbest fucking statements I've ever heard in my life, and I nearly have a stroke and go to the hospital because you want to compare Garth Brooks to Chris Cornell, have you lost your mind? Have you absolutely lost your mind? At this point,
Dave, I have never seen you light up in a chat.
I've never had such an occasion to do so. I mean, normally I'm listening, I'm like, this is good. Yeah. And then that comment drops, and I was like, okay, someone put the bullet in me right now because I've heard it all. Who the hell even said it? At this point, I work so many days in a row. I can't even remember who the hell even said it because I want to rip the correct person. Who said that?
It was CD McCree, the
CD. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna go fucking anywhere.
Well, I know what the CD stands for. Completely delusional. Okay, because you cannot compare those two. Okay, why don't you compare Jesus Christ to the homeless guy in the corner? Okay. Oh, hey, Jesus said that when you see the homeless, that's me. That's not you. Okay, that's not you. He's not going to turn water into wine. He will drink all your wine, but he will not turn the water into wine. He will turn wine into piss on the side of your building, okay? Much like Garth Brooks, okay? Garth Brooks does not have the range that Chris Cornell had in his vocals. Doesn't have the range. Garth Brooks does not have the stage presence, charisma of Chris Cornell. He can run around. Now he's like a bigger fat guy with bald head and beard, okay? Chris Cornell did not go out like that, okay? He was pretty handsome man even the day he went, okay? We get Chris Cornell, Soundgarden, many hits. Audio Slave, many hits. Solo, that Euphoria Morning, one of the best solo albums ever done, many hits. Fucking Garth Brooks is running a fucking bar. Okay, congratulations, you're running a bar in Nashville. You make us sell Bud Light. Go get him, Tiger. No. Jesus Christ,
There's
you
actually
Chris Cornell doing
Go
Michael
ahead.
Jackson, okay?
Floor is yours. Keep going.
I'm still raging. I'm very sorry, but I'm still raging.
I don't know.
Chris Cornell, do the Michael Jackson song on an acoustic guitar. Break your fucking heart, okay? Garth Brooks, nothing like this. Nothing like this, okay? Don't ever, I love you, CD. Completely delusional. I love you, but don't ever do that, okay? You will kill an old man, okay? Please. I only have so many days left on this planet. Do not make me spend them dying over comments like that. My mask is coming off. I'm losing my mind.
St. Michael in the chat said,
yes.
Monkey with a grudge.
Yeah.
High quality.
That's why I pulled it up.
So yes. CD. I know what CD stands for. Completely delusional.
It is apples and oranges because like Garth Brooks is while they're like musicians
so
in the realm of musician, like Garth Brooks is more of an entertainer. Chris Cornell is like a
He's an artist.
like a musician.
An artist, yes.
Yeah, there you go. Sure.
Absolutely, man. He painted the picture with his songs, man. And the shit he did, like I said, oh my God, the first time, back in the early 90s, here come Nirvana rolling out. Smell Like Teen Spirit. And you were like, okay. Because listen, all right, I was in bands back in the 80s, all right? And we were playing, and here comes the 80s, okay? A fucking 80s. For me, music in the 80s was garbage, okay? The glam metal, everybody putting on makeup and the pretty metal, disgusting.
Glam metal, sure, yeah.
I like Ziggy Stardust. That's a good album.
Ziggy Stardust, you're talking David Bowie. That's not 80s, okay? I mean, yes, he was in the 80s and doing stuff. But
glam rock is what I was talking about. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, 1970s glam rock, beautiful. 80s glam rock, garbage, okay? Now, I like the Cult. I like some of the alternative stuff coming out at that time in the early 80s, early to mid. But from 85 to 91 or 90, oh, man. It was a musical wasteland. Nirvana come. I say, okay, here's Nirvana, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's got something. There's something going on here. There's something good happening. Then all of a sudden, here come Pearl Jam. Whoa, freedom, blah, 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 blah. You know what? I don't like Pearl Jam. Okay, let me just say, Pearl Jam, not one of my favorites.
Me neither.
Then I hear Bad Motor Finger, and I said, Jesus H. Christ, we are free. We are finally free of the garbage that we just came out of. And that was it for me. Okay.
A great fucking
So,
album.
I will defend Chris Cornell till the day I drop
I
fucking
love
dead.
Wham too. Wham was shit.
I want to say it was last year. They released a posthumous album of like cover songs he did. Like he had like a Terry Reid song. My boss is the one that recommended it to me. I remember like Waxing Floors last year, listening to that, and I remember the Terry Reid cover came out. I'm like, holy fuck, this is insane. All of it was really good, but it's just it's really great to hear artists like him cover music or know that they're inspired by the same shit you found on your own, if that makes any sense. Like I loved listening to that album. I forget the name of it. It's gonna drive me fucking. I think he does a Tom Petty cover. He does a bunch of great covers. I'd rather have Garth die and not Chris. Sorry, not fucking sorry. I love myself. Hey, wait, okay. I'm really bummed out that Paul dumped out of chat. Like I think Paul got bummed. I hope he comes back. I hope he's still with us.
Why would he dump out? I have to talk to him.
He either had something going to do or going on or whatever, or there's no way he got butthurt over that.
No, I don't think he got butthurt. I'm just like I'm like I hope he comes back or sticks around. Like this is fun. I'm having fun.
This is great, man. Listen, I'm sorry I was late. I didn't know. I wish
mean anything by that. Like it was. Just
I'm just glad to see you, man.
I'm just telling you. Hey, listen. Like I said,
joke.
There are a lot. Listen, like
he knows.
Radio,
he knows.
It's like radio, okay? Sibling Revelry. I look at it more like a radio type show. You know, you got your segments, your topics, and you're gonna hit them, and you're gonna hit them on time because you're gonna. Hey, listen, that is what a producer does, okay? And he is a good producer, okay? Very good producer, and he hits it, and you pushes it, and you go to your next thing, and you do it, and that. You have to do that, okay? That show.
He's like a producer / director because
you know what though. Here's what I'll say about that because I do agree with you, and I don't think he was offended. Shannon just jogged my memory in chat. He is exhausted right now. He probably dumped out to go to bed. But what I'll say is I let him do everything. Like I genuinely just show up to do that show. But in the beginning, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. We just wanted something to do in between the other show we were doing. And over the course of the last year and a half, 2 years, he's steered that ship. And I get what you're saying, and I agree. And I'm not picking apart anything. I'm just commenting that like I have seen us particularly grow, just based on the choices he's made. So it's like I get it. I do get it. I get what you're saying about the different formats and shit like that, where it's fun to just not really focus on like a time frame, but just fuck around and have fun. I get it too. I really do. I'm having fun drinking peach fucking whatever this is.
No,
well,
that's what, like
I'd say don't fruit the beer, but
yeah, you're one to talk, man.
Forms of podcasts and streaming, and I just like with me and Adam, and I've said this before. I'm not in this to make money. I'm not in this to make our stream like grow to be something huge. This is just a way for us to connect with more like-minded people and just have a good time on a Friday night.
100%.
We don't really like going out.
Peaches for me.
We're not those people. And it's just nice on Friday nights to be able to hang out with our friends and just shoot the shit and talk and have people in chat talking with us. Like it's great.
Yeah,
I think for us, dude, that's gonna be fun.
What do you got? Who's on tomorrow night?
For us, Mike Rainey, comedian Mike Rainey, author comedian Mike Rainey from Philly. He's got a couple. He's got 2 podcasts. He's got Dad Meet with Tim Butterly, which is really fucking hilarious. They live stream. And he's got another one called Little Stinkers that he does with Joe Matea, two other guys, and it's like a true crime comedy podcast. But you'd know him based if you've ever watched Gillian Keeves, the sketch show on YouTube with Shane Gillis and Adam McKeever or John McKeever, excuse me. He's featured in some of those in the sketches in Gillian Keeves. He's really funny comedian, really great guy. Wrote a great book called On Perks that he's coming on to promote. That I actually have the copy. I've got the audiobook, but it's just he got addicted to Percocets like in the early 2000s, and his entire addiction is immortalized in Facebook posts, like through family trips to Florida while on Percocets. And so the whole book is just all of those Facebook posts compiled with his commentary. But that's our guest for tomorrow. And I think that's the other reason why we ended up where I was going with that, like why we ended up doing the format the way we do is because in the beginning we had nothing. It really was a hangout, but like it didn't go anywhere. And then all of a sudden we met Forest Mommy, we met Alice, we met Adam, we met Hex, we met First Shot, we met all these people, and we met you, and everybody started to agree to come on. And then before we knew it, like people wanted to come on. Like we started becoming like a thing that people wanted to be a part of, and I'm grateful for it. But like that's kind of why. That's a long-winded way that I had no intention of getting on talking about, but that's kind of where the format came from. Now that I'm thinking about it, is like people just wanted to start hanging out, and so we turned it into like a Tonight Show kind of feel. Anyway,
yeah.
Well, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah,
that's really what it is. It's like when it's better than
you guys are our late night talk show.
McMahon and Johnny,
yeah,
Conan and Andy.
Really
I like to think that we're Jimmy Fallon and the Roots. I'm the Roots, obviously, because I'm blacker than Paul.
No, this is true.
I have fun.
You are true. Yes, you are.
Yeah, Paul is the vanilla of the two. But no, I don't know where we got on that. I love doing this show. I love everybody, and I genuinely love seeing Armed Ape with us tonight, man. I feel like maybe it's just because Twitter hasn't been showing me everybody. Like you and I got into it the other day, Alice. Not really got into it, but like the whole not liking shit. Like I really did occur to me like nobody's shit shows up anymore. No matter whether I go to following or for you, nobody that I actually want to see ever shows up.
If I go to following, it's like my own shit and my own responses to other tweets,
too.
And then just retweets of people that I follow, and I'm just like, wait, what?
In the last 2 days, I've lost 13 followers. Now, normally, I don't give a shit. It doesn't bother me. I could care less. It's not real. But I'm just saying, like, it's noticeable that one day you wake up and you have 367 followers, and then you wake up the next day and it's like, oh, you've got 354. Like, there must be a great purge. Maybe freedom isn't so free, Elon. But regardless, what I was going to say is I didn't know if Armed Ape was still chat GPT on Twitter, so it's good to see him.
Yes. You know, during this whole escapade with my Twitter situation, strange things have occurred with my experience on Twitter. It is like I have been implanted into a whole new Twitter experience. Okay, I had an account with a little over, like Doug, like 302, maybe around 300 followers, maybe. And then I said, haha, nuke fucking Tom Morello, and I suddenly had no followers. And suddenly I awoke. It's like fucking it's like Willy Wonka, okay? All of a sudden, everything went like Technicolor and like a fucking mushroom trip. And I found myself sitting inside a world of pure imagination, because suddenly I not me, but the chat GPT version of me found itself sitting on an account with close to 13,000 followers. Can you imagine the fucking psychosis of trying to keep up with an account with 13? And listen, here's the thing. Like when my other self, my computer generated self, was introduced to that account, it was like 12,800. I don't know, something like that. And so my chat GPT started to make a tweets and do shit. All of a sudden, man, every day, followed by, fuck, it just passed 13,000 followers. Like, just show up and make a tweets and followed by. But 13,000 followers, and that account follows like 2 or 3,000, I think. I don't know. My other version has been following people. I hope I'm not destroying it. I'm not, because it's not me. But Jesus Christ, the timeline. Oh my God. I'm seeing, not me. The other version of me is seeing shit on that timeline that's like, where am I? What the hell is this? I'm seeing murder, mayhem, naked women. It's pretty fucking good. I have to admit. But man, after like 3 or 4 days of engagement, you have to step back, because pretty soon, man, you're going down the wormhole. I don't know if I'm going to make a new appeal. We'll see how this one goes. If I ever get to my account back, I hope to God I don't get too big, because I can't keep up with that shit. It's insane. I look at
Have you
people with
seen
accounts.
a uptick in your followers on YouTube because of? I mean, I assume every time you make a video, you put it on that page, right?
I haven't made a video in a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we know. We talk about it when you
Yes.
when you drop a
Yes.
video. We talk about it on the show.
Yes.
It's a thing.
This is supposed to be my downtime, okay? The summer is supposed to be the slow time for me. All I do is work the whole, like, yes, June is Pride Month, because it's been pretty fucking gay for me, or because all I do is work. This is bullshit. I'm going to become a homosexual so I can get the month off and actually do some videos. I swear to God. I mean, it's ridiculous, okay? So I'm trying. I had 3 or 4 subjects. I was like, I'm gonna make a video, and yeah, it didn't make shit. This is what I made, okay? So
I'm not complaining.
no, if I was doing, if I could actually get a video out, I would pump it on that fake me account, and I would see. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I tweeted out this appearance tonight, so hopefully more people will watch and check out and see that this guy's a total fucking lunatic and deserves to get many subscribers, because why not? And I'm out of breath, so take it away.
All right. I have a
Abe, are you a wrestling fan?
I used to be back in the 80s, okay? Back in the 80s. I can't keep up with
What
this
about
shit
the
now.
90s? At all during like the Attitude Era? Stone
No.
Cold, The Rock.
He's
Well,
a
a
fan
little
of character
Stone Cold,
building.
yes. A little bit, yes. But I mean, I'm old, okay?
Oh,
So
you're a
you gotta.
football fan, though, right?
Oh yes.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to. This dude. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What?
God damn it, Alice! What now?
What is it?
I was trying to like set it up. So go ahead.
Set what up?
I'm trying to share something. Let's hope it works.
I cannot believe I'm drunk enough to where I'm going to drink
While I
more
was
pickle
talking.
juice. I cannot believe it. Adam, thank you. You saved my life, Dr. Quinn medicine dude. Room temperature. Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to talk about drugs.
What the hell's that? No.
That's the 10 bell salute.
All right. Hang on. So yes, I do want to say a cheers and an RIP to Draws.
It's a puke, man. He's gonna puke. You played
Shut up, you.
But
you remember seeing that when Ms. McMahon hired him? Go ahead. Sorry.
Awesome.
one of the main reasons I love Draws is not his wrestling performance. It's what happened to him and the positivity that he kept in his life after such a horrific accident. And seeing like his stuff on Dark Side of the Ring and just just watching stuff about him, he always kept a really, really positive attitude. And I always found that very admirable because my dad was the same way. You know, my dad got MS and he was in pain all the time. Couldn't do the things that he wanted to do and loved to do, you know, but he lived his life as much as he could have from that chair. And I'm so sorry to see his life cut short the way that it was. So RIP.
I just saw a reel or a video on, just scrolling through something, and they were talking to D'Lo Brown about what happened, because you guys what happened to Drows, right, Doug? How he ended up in that wheelchair.
I saw the Dark Side of the Ring, but I don't remember it. I'm a little fuzzy right now.
I don't think they made one on him, but
they did.
Yeah,
They made on
they-
Draws. They did last season. They
Did
made
they?
one on Draws. Season 2, I think it was season 2. The Dark Side of the Ring. They did an episode
Yeah.
on Draws.
They put out a statement today about interviewing him, and once again, just the positivity that he had in his life. And I see so many people like just complaining about, and I'm not saying I never complain about an ache or a pain, but I don't let pain get to me the way that a lot of people do, because I saw my dad fight through so much. He lived as much as he could have in the pain that he was in, and he never complained about it. So when I watch the Dark Side of the Ring, and when I watch stuff about Draws, there's such a connection there with how I grew up and how I grew up, looking at life. Like, we have some friends that, act much older than their age. It's like,
About me, I agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
no. But they and that's not even just who I'm, but people that just like act so much older than their age, and they don't realize how quickly things can be taken away from them, and not just in death, but you can end up in a wheelchair, you can end up with a sickness and not be able to do the things that you did before. Like one thing I get like a little bit annoyed about sometimes is when I'm hanging out having a good time, people will be like, and they'll say it to Adam too, and I'm just like, oh my god, you sound like just ridiculous right now. Well, they'll be like, well, my back hurts, or like I have to go to work and I've been so tired. And it's like, you have one chance at life. You have one chance at life. That's it. That's all you get. So yeah, you may stay out, and I'm not even saying drinking and partying or anything like that. Like, I'm just saying going out, having a good time, going to Cedar Point with your kids on a Sunday. You're gonna hurt Monday. But you know what? Like, that's life. And that Monday of hurting is gonna be worth it because of what you enjoyed the Sunday before. But so many people today. Are you talking about my cousin Skipper first? I hope not. But yeah, I mean, enjoy life. Like, you don't know when this shit is gonna go to shit. I was very much, after seeing my dad get sick, I'm like, well, you know what? Like, I could spend my whole fucking life, for preparing for this, that, and the other thing, or being like, oh, I have to be on my A game for my job tomorrow. Like, no, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go to concerts. I'm going to have a great time. I'm going to go on vacations. I'm going to go do shit. So many people don't appreciate that. Like, I hate it when
They work their life away. and it's just, as much as I work a lot. I mean, shit, I
You
got
do
home at
work a lot, but you go out and you do shit. You take
Right.
your kids to Cedar Point on Sunday.
on Father's Day.
Yeah, you wanted to do that.
It's supposed to be the daddy day of rest, Shomer Shabbos.
Not a day. Just like Mother's Day is not a day of rest.
Show Shabbos. You're not even fucking
No,
Jewish,
for
Walter.
real. You're talking about my cousin Skipper.
Yes, he is. Oh boy. So D'Lo Brown power bomb draws, and that's how he ended up that way. He was before he was in the WWF. He was a defensive lineman for the Denver Broncos, and there was video of him. I think it was Monday Night Football. He was in the game and he was puking. And he was out in his stance for the ball was about to be snapped, and he's just vomiting. And he said that when he gets really excited, he would just puke, or he could puke on, he could just puke on command. He'd be like, all right, I'm going to puke in front of this tackle. So he's like, whoa, this dude's got puke all over him. I don't want to touch him. And that's his name originally, but in the WWF was
He's
puke.
gonna puke.
God.
I like Skipper
Man.
too. First, I've
What a
actually grown
shitty
very
superpower.
fond of him over the years.
Right? That's a hell of a quirk, right?
So, tell me something interesting about yourself. Well, I can vomit on command. Tell me anything else.
Remember, I think it was a Raw when he got signed. Who was he? Who did he end up with? He ended up, was it LOD?
Yeah.
You're asking the wrong brother. This is where Paul would actually shine right now. I'm the dumb drunk idiot. Son, fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life.
Bullshit.
That's me.
That's the best way.
I'm Bluto. Yeah, exactly. Go through life on double secret probation, kids.
It's worked for me so far.
Well, I gotta tell you, that was interesting, because I'm looking at that when you showed this picture, and you showed when he was born and when he died, and the first thing that came to my mind was, shit, I'm older than him. I'm older than him. Uh-oh.
I think I was in my mid-30s when that started, when I started realizing that,
Yeah. That's when it hits.
people are dying that I'm older than, holy shit,
Yep.
it wasn't as bad then, but it's really not bad now. But yeah, it's definitely something that I think about, or I'm like that dude's age, or damn, when Heath Ledger died, I think that was a point that,
Yeah, most of those people are usually on drugs.
I also
mean,
think that we're also
I
a
get it.
generation, though, that's dealing in a maybe not our generation, but just people in general, a species in general, is dealing on a more, I don't know, a more high stressful kind of evolutionary reality than we've ever really had to face before. I think the way people died in the 20s and 30s at such a young age, where we've learned to we've eventually lived to be a lot longer than the life expectancy used to be. I think we're going to start devolving now, because there's so many people who have no fucking clue how to actually survive as human beings, because they've gotten so used to the comforts of technology and the government's coddling. And I'm not talking about just Americans.
I'll just look it up, or what do I eat? Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. That's why I think
COVID.
natural selection is going to happen, no matter how many warning signs you put up. I mean,
COVID really
people
showed
just-
that, man.
Same
Yeah.
first. I had to go to the funeral of one of my best friends from high school that OD'd on heroin. And
Good
yeah,
point, first.
I mean, she left kids behind. I've had there's been a lot of people from my high school that have died of heroin overdoses.
That's insane.
And they leave their kids behind. And it's so fucking sad. And even the ones that don't die that have kids, which Adam and I have seen, their kids go through so much because their parents are all fucked up on heroin. Like Adam and I were talking the other day, and I was like, I don't think social media is the worst thing in the world, like a lot of people. I think it's like anything. I think it has its bad aspects, but I think it has its really great aspects to it. And there's so many people they're just like, oh my God, kids are committing suicide and it's because of social media. And I'm like, yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that they aren't coming from loving homes, loving environments. It has nothing to do with the fact that their parents are dying, ODing on heroin. It has nothing to do with any of that. Just absolutely, positively nothing to do with that. And I've seen it way too often. We've seen it recently with a young girl who her dad doesn't want anything to do with her. Her mom is a heroin addict. She's 13 years old and her grandparents are taking care of her and they fucking suck at it too. It's like you raised the damn heroin addict in the first place. And now you're taking on the grandkids. And it's so sad how these kids live, and it's because they don't feel love in their life and they don't feel appreciation in their life. The two people that you should be able to count on in your life should be your mom and dad. That's it. You don't have to be a perfect parent or any of that, but you have to be the parent that that your kids can come to. You have to be that parent. My parents were always those parents to me. I could go to them with anything. Sure as shit, there was times I was scared to go to my parents if I did something really bad, but I knew when shit was bad, I could go to my parents, and a lot of kids don't have that because their parents are so goddamn fucked up. They're fucked up.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know what you know about. I mean, I don't know what it's like in Ohio or how much you know about it in Ohio, or same with Abe. And I don't even know if Abe's how old his kids are. I don't know if they're fully grown or if they're still in school, like in middle high school or whatnot. But here, it's crazy to me how, and maybe this is because we legalized weed. Maybe this is like one of the negative aspects of legalization, but like access to vape pens and edibles is so easy. Like it was easy to buy weed if you knew the right people in high school and like in the late 90s when I was coming up. But now where I live in a place where it's legalized and normalized, how many kids get caught where I live in the small town I live in, get caught with just vape pens and edibles on a regular basis. And it part of me as somebody who does enjoy that particular substance quite a bit, it's almost his identity in some ways. I also see the negative aspects when I see these kids because on one hand, I understand exactly what they enjoy about it. On the other hand, I also know the human brain doesn't really stop developing till around the age 24 to 26. So when I see kids like just fucking putting shit into their head that's altering their brain chemistry and their personalities, it's like, yeah, I get it. I get why it was illegal. I get why why at the very least there should be an age limit. But at the same time, like age limit or no, it's like alcohol when we were coming up, or pornography. You could find somebody to buy the shit for you. And that's the reality, is a lot of these kids' parents are working at some of these places like dispensaries and shit, and that's where they're getting the shit from. I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm fucked up right now.
I definitely agree with you, but like when I was growing up, I didn't, like, a lot of my friends drink, and I didn't really drink. It was very, very rare that I would drink. And when I would go to parties, I would notice girls getting really drunk and guys getting really drunk, and they end up doing really stupid shit. That includes conservatives more than anybody, your daughters. Because, man, the fucking good girls got real bad with some drinks in them. But I would look at alcohol and I would see how a lot of people would behave, and I'm like, man, I don't want to be this girl. I don't want to be at school on Monday morning like, I can't believe I did that with him. I didn't know. I was drinking. I was this. I was blacked out. I didn't want to be that person. And I was more the type that would sit and smoke a few joints and just laugh at a party, sit around a fire, stuff like that. I just never really.
One second. All right. So Shannon brought something up in chat. I'm not sure what they're talking about or I kind of walked in like Donnie here, but
What's
she
that?
said
Where we
that
at?
she
Randy with us?
yeah, Randy's with us.
Oh, good. Hey, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm banged up
Man.
right now, guys.
She said something about her that she never did drugs once, and she's old, so you know that's impressive. She just started smoking. She said she was born in Miami, home of the cocaine cowboys.
Yep.
Never did drugs, not fucking once. I just started edibles and smoking pot just this year. Why? Because her parents were solid. So yeah, the absence of parents is, you know, and I get that to an extent, but you know, then Shannon, your parents are, you know, are solid, as solid as they come. If they were able to get that through to you, like it's because it's a fine line, and as parents, like you can, you know, it's a fine line, you know, between being overbearing and just you know there, you know, like it's yeah, friend, you are old. You're older than me. It's called my wife old, so she's older than me too.
So
But
hot though. God, I would
it's
nail fucking Shannon to the
it's
wall.
you know, like my daughter is going to be 13 this year, and one of my biggest fears, even though I'm here every day, I'm home every day, I'm here for her in any way she would need. You know, my biggest fear is like is seriously like fucking her up, because you could still give your child, not just your daughter, but your child daddy issues. You know, if you're there and present all the time, it's a fine line, man. It's crazy. So kudos to your parents, Sharon, if that's, you know, they instilled that decision making in you at a young age.
I do think it's a lot like the lyric. I hate to even say this. There's an Offspring song. I can't think of the name of it, but there's a lyric like "fat people have fat kids too." It's a song essentially about like the way you try and do things in life when you have kids. Essentially, is never going to work out the way you would. Case in point, and I'm sure it's the same for a lot of people here or involved. Paul and I, our dad is completely opposite of the people that we turned out to be, and it's because he hated his father and had such a contentious relationship with his father that he said, I'm going to go against the grain and do completely different. Because of that, it inadvertently kind of like split our paths. You know what I mean? I think no matter what you try and do, what's the saying? Even the best of intentions are paved. I don't know what I'm saying.
The road is hell. The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yes, thank you.
So, like, what the fuck? I was just gonna make. What were you just saying, Doug? Come on, help me out. Fill my fire.
About fathers and raising your kids and then
All right, so
splitting up.
all right. So my mom was I was raised by a single woman, one of the strongest women I know. You know, but still like she
Bitter.
she's bitter, and she, you know, she takes a lot of credit for how I turned out, you know, 40 something years later. She'd say something different, you know, whatever. But she got mad at me because I told her I wanted to break the cycle with my kids, and so far I have, you know, like my other kid.
He's the only one in his family to get married and then have kids.
So, and I'm the youngest one, so like, you know,
And he
but
supports.
we're getting off topic here. So the point is like, no matter how good you're raised, like, you know, the kid from Silver Spoons, Ricky, whatever what his name
Ricky
was,
Schroeder.
right? Ricky Schroeder. That kid would have raised his kids different. Like, okay, I can make money and still, like, he might have had everything that he ever wanted that money could buy, right? But he would probably want his dad to be around more than he was, right? So like you said, your dad split you guys off into who you are now or whatever. Would you still consider your dad a good dad?
I
Or
yes, but with caveats. Yes, but with caveats.
All
For
right,
instance, I'll say this.
Well, you could probably get into it with what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Would you do if you had kids, you know, like say you were in my situation, you know, you're your age with a wife of 16 years, you know,
That's overwhelming.
Well, like, so just think about it. Would you raise your kids differently than what your dad did? Like, how differently would you raise your kids?
Here's the reality, and I'll answer this as honestly as I can, because I've never honestly thought about having kids, which is why I made it to 43 years of age without having kids. But then again, you also need somebody who want to fuck you to have kids. Regardless, what I would say is, if in the rare moments that I've thought about being a father, and there was, by the way, there was one time where I would have had a kid, but the woman I was with informed me after the fact that she lost the pregnancy. Regardless, the few moments that I've thought about this particular question, I don't think I would be like I don't think I'd give it much thought, because I've always been kind of an absent-minded, dopey kind of person. Like Paul says, God looks out for two people, babies and retards. I've always been that guy who's kind of walked with the wind and just taken life as it's come. I've never put thought into it. I'm not particularly smart when it comes to like real world shit. And this is the kind of shit I like. I like comic books. I like video games. I like movies. I like pop culture. I like art. I like shit that doesn't really matter except for the spirit of who you are. So I think, to answer your question, I think if I did have a kid, I wouldn't try anything. I would just be me the way I am on the show. I think I would just kind of organically be that, hoping to God or whoever that the kid didn't get fucked up by it. But I couldn't say that for certain.
A lot of people will say, a kid will change it, or like, you have a kid, you need to change, right? Like, you need to, change. And
Some people change when they have kids.
it's
don't.
not really a
I've heard
change
that.
though. Like, it's either in you or it's not.
Well, yeah, I think that was.
It's
the
not
point.
a change. It's more like, it's not change. It's like more like evolution. Like you evolve as a person, right? Like, so I might have asked the question wrong. What would you do different if you had kids? Because you would like, what wouldn't you do that your parents did, or what would you do that your parents didn't do when you were a kid? Because the point is like, when you grow up and you have kids, you want to provide a better life, because you always think that you could have had a better life, right? Like, I'm sure, Doug, you could think like,
oh
man,
fuck yeah,
like, right? Abe, I'm like, everybody can say like, no matter what, no matter if you're the poorest kid or you're the richest kid, if you're the rich kid, you're probably raised by nannies, right? So you're like, man, when I grow up and I have kids,
Richard Pryor.
if I don't kill the bitch or whatever, like, then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be there for my kid. That meeting can wait. Like that's kind of what I'm trying to say.
I got what you're saying now. I wouldn't, if it what I would do different, I wouldn't lie to my kids. For all my faults, I don't think I don't lie. I think I'm honest. If anything, I'm fucking honest to a fault. And it's because like I just don't feel comfortable lying to I feel comfortable like white lying, but when I say I wouldn't lie to my kids, I mean like I distinctly remember my father getting fucking up at school for whatever it was, like whatever small infraction, maybe not small, but like a life learning lesson infraction that didn't really mean nothing in the grand scheme of things, that my father, because he didn't have a reference for what a good parent was, he raised his hand to me. And as he was doing it, he said, "This hurts me more than it hurts you. And I'm doing this because I love you." And I know now that is fucking horseshit. If you loved me, you would find a way to common ground, talk to me, and find out who I am as a human being. You wouldn't raise your fuck. I know that because I hate to say this, but like I've done this in the past myself. Like I've had moments where I was addicted, where I let my anger just run rampant, and I used it as an excuse. Like, I'm doing this out of love. I'm doing this for whatever reason. That's bullshit. Like, I wouldn't lie to my kid. I also don't think, I also like to think that if I did have a kid, like I wouldn't have it in me to raise my hand to him, but I don't know. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't have kids, so I can't really say for sure, but Monkey has kids. So you should ask Monkey.
One kid.
Monkey,
One.
what was your dad? Why did I
kid.
just call you Monkey? I never call you that. I always call you Ape. What
Because
was your?
Doug is a bad
you-
influence. Okay, what can I say?
Did you have a good relationship with your dad?
Okay. This is going to be, well, I don't know how the fuck am I
heavy.
supposed to talk talk about this, okay? I was number 6 of 6, okay?
Oh wow.
My father was born in the 1930s in Europe, okay? In fucking Europe. And went through the whole fucking show, the whole shit show that went on in Europe during the 40s. My father got to live through that, okay? Very exciting times. Not for him, but for someone, I'm sure. So, he brought that. That was his childhood. When we talk about, well, you know your childhood, you have to do this, you have to do that, okay? He didn't have that kind of childhood. His childhood at the age of 11, he was caught by the Gestapo for running information for the underground. And to reward him, the Gestapo decided to extinguish lit cigarettes on his back, okay? This is the kind of shit my father went through. That carries. That fucking carries your whole life. That kind of shit. Seeing the things he saw and went through. Carried with him his whole life. Was not what you would call a normal man, okay? Was the hardest working son of a bitch I ever saw in my life. Hands of fucking stone. Did masonry. Amazing work. An amazing alcoholic to go with it, okay? My mother, oh, God rest her soul. Like I said, 6 kids, spanning from the 1950s until me, who came at the end of the 60s. When you talk about how were you raised? Well, I was raised pretty much by myself because I had a mother who checked out and a father who fucking drank like a fish, okay? So, if it wasn't for the fact that God decided to take mercy on me and give me half a fucking brain to operate with, I probably would be in prison, okay? Because God knows I tried. But I managed to fucking skate because the brain worked out for me. Not all the way, though, but it did. My father hit me one time. One time in my entire life, I got fucking hit by my father. That was it. One time. Because I was doing something stupid and probably fucking deserved to get hit. My mother didn't lay a hand on me, but my mother made sure to drag my stupid ass to church every Sunday until I was 12. Okay? Say what you want about God and religion and all that stuff. You need to lay a foundation in your life of some kind of moral base, okay? Whether it's religion, whether it's, reading book, something. Get the moral base, okay? Because that will save you more than any kind of other bullshit, okay? Get some kind of morals in your life, whether it comes from God or the whatever, Plato, Socrates, whatever. Find someone that has some kind of character and read about them and learn something about them and try and carry that into you. Doesn't mean it always sticks, but it sticks enough, okay? When you're talking about what these kids are doing in school, and in middle school, we were eating Quaaludes, okay? Not the fucking fake Quaaludes. We were eating the real things because it was the late 70s, and let me tell you something. What a time to be alive, if you can remember, which most of us can't. But what we can was great. It's a weird, there are lots of, like they say, there are kind of like general rules, general things, but it's not for everybody. Doesn't fit in the same box. People can say, you know what, my father was good, my father was not good, my mother cared, my mother at times really didn't give a shit because she was wore the fuck out, okay? When you raise yourself, which basically thank God there was a library a block and a half from my house. The time I spent in there, I mean, at 6 years old, I was reading like crazy, like reading, like
Same.
people in school. By 3rd grade, I was reading at like a high school graduate level. In 3rd grade, I could read and understand this shit. So I had that. Books were my savior, okay? Books helped me. Books got me through a lot of shit. That's where I went. I went to books because the home life, not the greatest. But you get through it, man. You get through it, especially when you have 2 older brothers that are like I have two two older sisters that were gone, another older brother that I remember in 1972 was in the Navy and was on a destroyer, and we went to visit at Port Everglades down in Fort Lauderdale, just come back from Vietnam. I remember all these, but I had two older brothers that were, my mother had two husbands, okay? Three with one, three with the other. I was with the other. Three boys. God help her. That drove her nuts. Three boys. Yeah. During the fucking 70s when everything was going haywire after Vietnam and Nixon and Jimmy Carter and fucking what a decade, man. What a fucking decade. Like I said, is it any wonder by 1979 we were all eating Quaaludes? I mean, Jesus Christ.
The more I get to know you, the more I want to like legally become your brother, like in the government's eyes. I don't want to involve the government in my life at all.
The government.
I love you.
We don't need the government. Fuck that.
Fuck the government.
Alice Forkey declares it all now. We're all brothers and sisters.
Well, unlike Paul, you're not ordained to make that.
Smack your hammer. It's done.
I'm ordained. I was really ordained.
The hammer.
I actually got ordained. Jesus Christ, if you can believe it, okay? I'm not Catholic, okay? Was not raised in the Catholic religion, which you would think with a father from Europe, you'd be Catholic. I'm not fucking Catholic. I was raised in the Mormon church. Hallelujah, brother.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Can you believe at 12 years old, I says, okay, I can't. No, I'm out.
You didn't believe in the golden underpants? You didn't?
No, I'm surprised. What the shock, right? I said, well, if there's golden plates, can we see them? Oh, no, they're hidden. Okay, everything is hidden. Right, got it. High quality. I'll go take Quaaludes.
Yep.
That's too funny.
So
yeah, but
sorry.
I will just say, let me just say this real quick. But say what you want about that religion. It put a moral foundation in me, man. I don't fuck people over. I try to stay I've done illegal shit. Sure. We have all done illegal shit. It's a rite of passage. Okay, right. Anyway, like I said, we have all done illegal shit. But I've never done anything intentionally to ever hurt anyone. I never turned into a fucking thief. None of that shit. Like, it puts something in me, okay? Something carries with me even to this day.
Same.
So like I said, find something, when you're young, you gotta find something to put it in you because you gotta have it. Because if you don't, like I have known people that had, I swear to God, you look at me like this person has either no conscience or no soul. And we've all known them type of people where like stone cold would fucking kill you right as soon as shake your hand. Like really like psychopaths. Functioning psychopaths. We've all seen them. I used to work with a guy and like, hey, how you doing? For 6 months later, he fucking just cold-blooded killed someone. Like, okay, that happened. Out of the blue, man. So, you gotta watch. But that was it with me, man. Got my foundation, did my shit, played in bands, played rock and roll.
But yeah, what's interesting, like with Abe saying that. So I grew up Catholic. My family was kind of very mixed. So my mom's family was Catholic. My dad's family was more just Christian. My dad was raised Presbyterian. But yeah, his family was just kind of more Christian and more, I'm just kind of like, maybe. So we have friends that go to a church. Doug met them. Wes, Doug, that did the prayer at the vow renewal and stuff. Like more and more, I'm like, maybe we should take our kids to that. Because even though I walked away from organized religion, I still have a very solid foundation in those morals and not it's not about pleasing. Well, I guess it is. In a way it is about pleasing God, because I look at my life and I do believe that God created me, God created the earth, I will never be able to tell you whether it was multiple gods or whatever it is, but this came from something bigger than just science, what we are today. And when I sit there and I think about this stuff, for me, I think, well, if I want to be good to God, then I should be good to my husband, and I should be good to my children, and I should be good to my friends. And I was given this life, and I shouldn't spend my life doing harmful things to people. No matter how bitter or angry I feel about anything that's happened in my life, I don't feel the urge to hurt other people. And even when there was times in my life where I wasn't a good person, those were moments that I was not proud of. So there's a very, very huge part of me that's starting to think maybe we should take our kids to church, is where I was going with that.
Have they been baptized?
So my daughter was.
Okay.
My daughter, we didn't do it wasn't a like a, I don't want to say, it was a non-denominational ceremony, but
Right.
my daughter was blessed as a child of God.
Okay.
But my son wasn't.
Okay. How old is
And
he?
I'm just saying, he's fucking crazy.
How old is he? How old is he?
He's 7, and you know what's funny? Adam doesn't know about this, but I've been thinking about it more and more. I keep thinking about having the lady who did our daughter's blessing ceremony, even though my son is 7, to come and do a blessing ceremony with him, because even though I'm non-denominational, God is a very, very important part of my life. It's not
Okay.
important to Adam, but it's very important to me. What I love about Adam is, even though he doesn't believe in God, he really, really does live the life that I think God wants you to live.
Right.
He is supportive of his family. He's a very good husband. He's not, for a lack of better terms, he's not a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, as much as people want to blame women for everything that's wrong, there's been a lot of fucking men that were fucking dicks throughout society that made women angry and hateful. I mean, it goes both ways. There's women that have done that to men. There's men that have done that to women. But Adam is a very, very good husband. We have been through some ugly fucking shit together. Very, very ugly stuff. The whole meme, if you can't love me at my worst, then you can't love me at my best. We've definitely lived that meme.
Okay. And you're
We
still
have-
together, so that's good.
Yeah, and I love him more today, as cheesy as it sounds, than the day we got married. Because I've lost both of my parents, and I've had to face things that I didn't want to face, and he helped me face, where he could have been like, fuck you, bitch, you're crazy, but he didn't do that to me. He was like, no, we're going to figure this shit out, and we're going to figure it out together. And that, like, to me, that's what a man of God would do for his wife. That's what he would do. So whether he believes in God or not, it doesn't matter to me, because he's acting in a way that I think a man of God should. He didn't abandon me. He didn't leave me. He helped me pick myself back up and get through shit and face shit that I didn't want to face. When we were at Matchbox 20, was probably one of the first times, in a very laughing manner, that I looked at him and I was like, yeah, I was kind of living a lie. Let's be honest. Like, because I kind of didn't want to, like, acknowledge shit that happened in my life and in my family and stuff like that. I didn't want to acknowledge all that stuff. I didn't, but he, as shocked as he was when after my dad died, I told Adam like a lot of stuff that happened growing up. And I still remember him shocked as fuck sitting in our kitchen and telling him all this shit. And as shocking as it was to him, he was still just like, okay, like we'll get through it. Like, whereas other men would be like, oh, I can't deal with it. She's fucking crazy. She's this. Because he knows I'm not crazy. I've just been through some stupid shit, just like he's been through stupid shit. I just tried to cover mine up.
When we got together, she used to have like three standards of a dude that she would, you know, get serious with. And one of them was they couldn't come from a broken family. My family is as broken as they fucking come, dude. Like seriously, like, and I'm my mom's only child. Her sister
still be her best.
Her sister, my aunt, had 2 kids that from 2 different dads. And all of our dads like bailed on our moms. Like it was crazy. So I was actually just telling my daughter this. My one cousin, my aunt's youngest child, she had a boy and a girl. You met Melissa, Doug, but not Steven. Her brother from a same mother, different father. He has another sister. And ironically enough, when my dad bolted with my mom when I was like 18 months old, 16 months old, right a little over a year old, he bolted with the mother of my cousin Steven's other sister.
It was the 70s, early 80s. Everybody was fucking.
Yes, they were.
And my dad was an over-the-road truck driver. He was born in Springfield, Massachusetts. He was, you know, a cross-country truck driver. There's probably Forkeys all across this fucking country, dude. Like, I mean, like, dude, seriously, Google like Forkey, right? Like, you're gonna come up with names, and how common of a name is Forkey, right?
Is it Forkey or is it Forke?
Key.
I've been going off of Forke for the longest time. I just looked up and
That's how
saw
I
Forkey
spell
Lounge, and I'm
his
like, am I an
last
idiot?
name. He definitely
hear
did, Shannon, and I'm so happy too.
You want to
But
hear a
my
strange-
so my dad had 2 girls. My oldest sister's like 19 years older than me. Her birthday's actually coming up. My younger sister is like 16 years. They're like 2-3 years apart or something like that. But my oldest sister didn't believe that me and my aunt's son Steven were just cousins.
Yeah,
because
from 2 different dads.
until she saw
so much alike.
Until she saw a picture of his dad, because I look just like my old man. I'm bigger, rounder, you know, I'm just whatever. Same with Steven. He looks just like his old man. But my sister didn't believe that we were just cousins until she saw a picture of his dad. She's like, okay.
Yeah. And I didn't either, because they all like I could send you guys pictures of Adam's cousins, his son that I used to watch, and you would think it was a little boy king.
Yeah.
You would totally think it was a little boy king.
For
but
sure.
Then I saw a picture of their dads, each of their dads, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, you guys are.
It's like 70s,
But
early
Adam's the only one in his family. Like, you know how people will be like, I'm the black sheep. He's like the white sheep of the.
You can't call me the white. First you showing pictures of me online with not shirt, tie, and sleeve and shit. Now you're saying I'm the white sheep of my family? They're gonna kick me out of the knighthood.
Because part of being a knight is being
I don't have any authority over that.
man, and that is what you are. Like, you're a really good man. I mean, you're a total fucking jackass sometimes, and you drive me nuts. But man, you're such a good man. Like,
Okay.
there are still. We will be married 14 years this year, together for 17 years this month.
Yeah,
And I still look at Adam to this day, and I'm like, man, I can't believe I landed that. Fuck yeah, score. I can't believe I landed this dude.
And I'm just like, yeah, okay, right on, like, sweet.
Your way, have it your way.
It was double whopper right there, boys. That night was a
Oh,
double,
my
it was a
God.
double whopper.
Let me
Those
just
Whoppers
say
are always
again,
slathered in mayo.
you fine looking girls working at fast food, you have your pick of the litter. You have your pick of the litter. You have it. Just pick
Yeah, it's
one,
flavor of love.
and you will never have to work in a greasy ass fucking place again. You'll
Yep.
never have to do that shit again. I had my pick of the litter being a fucking hot girl at like, I feel like an asshole saying this, but I got hit on a lot. Like, I knew if I went into work, I was going to get hit on that day. Pretty much at any job I work with the public. Because, like I said before, ladies, you don't have to be a 10. You can be like a 4.
No. Pussy is pussy. And
And
if you touch a
they're
dick,
still going to hit on you. I got hit on all the time. And I just picked one.
dude,
I picked one that suited me. And I never.
I'm about to pick one.
You go. Dig for that
Well,
gold,
obviously,
brother.
that rant you just went on, like, I didn't pick you, you picked me.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
That's how it
Touche.
works, man.
Touche.
I'm sorry. But that's actually how it works.
And I was well, not that I was too dumb the year before, because I actually met her a year before we went out.
It was 2 years. It was 2 years he was coming in there. I would come home and I would tell my dad, because I lived with my mom and dad at the time.
Fuck yeah, Cam.
I would get off at 2:00
Trophy husband
in the
material right here.
afternoon, because I was an opening manager, so I had to be there at 5 a.m. And then I would be home by like 2:30. And my dad was home. My mom was at work. So it would be me and my dad, and we would be eating or whatever together. And I would just always talk to him about this hot landscaper guy that would come into Burger King.
Sharon, I'm not going to share it because I'll probably fuck it up. But Sharon in the chat said, when a guy comes through your drive-through and says "King me," you crown him and keep him. It was more like when you get him to go out with you, finally, you mount him and keep him.
On the wall?
God, I miss
What does he
getting laid.
mount? like
I miss-
a fucking
So
deer head?
funny, because that is not something I would normally do.
First, I said that to her. I think it was yesterday. I said that to her.
I miss having someone touch my penis other than myself. Good show, guys. Good show.
It's exhilarating.
My first fucking arm tape just disappeared.
It's like I'm fucking out on that note. Later, y'all.
Fuck this. That's not high quality. I did not sign up for that.
Whatever. He was probably in his early 20s in the 80s. He was, Quaaludes and yeah, he's good, dude.
But like, what's funny about how you talking about your mom would get pissed when you would say you would want better for your kids. Like, it's a really weird thing to want your kid's father to be in the picture. I said that stuff in front of my parents. My parents were good parents. They were not perfect by any means. They definitely made mistakes. But when I would say, I want better for my kids, they didn't get offended by it. They weren't mad at it because they were just like, well, that's just something parents naturally want for their kids. Like, one thing we do different is my parents owned a business. They were definitely involved in our lives. But as Adam knows, and some people know, my parents, if they were like around more, certain things wouldn't have happened. And that's why I love homeschooling our kids, is there's just certain things I can prevent from happening. There's certain things that I feel more secure in than my parents were able to. But it goes back to a different time, things you don't expect. I mean, stuff like that. I definitely, my mom actually probably had a better childhood than I had, though, in a way.
Where's it at? Absolutely there, Sharon. I always say we need to be better than what we had, even if our parents would kick ass. Exactly.
Yes.
I was going to ask you that same question that I asked Doug a while ago, but yeah, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and my parents were awesome. One of the things I loved about my parents is they talked to me. Like they talked to me like I was a human being. They wanted to know my opinions on things. I do that with our kids. Not so much the boy king. He's not really at that point yet. But like with our daughter, just with this week, with the cake thing in the Supreme Court, the affirmative action in Supreme Court, I
no idea what's
asked
going
my
on.
daughter her opinion on things, like, what would you do if somebody wanted you to do this? If you were a business owner, and that's how my parents were with me. My mom definitely popped me in the mouth a few times. I was a teenager though, and that shit was some of the stuff I said to my mom was just, it was uncalled for. And I know there's people that I've like told the stories to, and they're like, well, the stuff you are going through, and it's like, yeah, but still, you don't need to fucking talk to your mom like that, and sometimes, yeah.
Castles to build, Sharon. Yeah.
But yeah, like my parents weren't hitters. They kind of
Mine was.
they kind of went along with it earlier on because that's what they were raised with. And then there were just things that happened that they were just like, like, why are we hitting like little children? Like, this is,
For me, it's
My
not
mom was
even.
the first one to break my nose. First time I got my nose broke was by my mom. She came home drunk, beat the hell out of me. I was 12 years old on a Friday night, and I had a football game Saturday morning, and I went and I just pounded the dudes that I played football against. That was my coping mechanism. If I was playing running back, the linebacker was my mom. I was going to run her over. If I was playing linebacker and the ball carrier, that was my mom. I'm going to hurt you. That was my coping mechanism. Like I was a little younger than that when I started smoking cigarettes. Right, maybe a year younger than when I started smoking weed. Like it was, yeah. My mom was, but and to be honest though, I wouldn't trade anything for it. I wouldn't redo anything if it meant that I couldn't be where I am right now. With who I'm here with. I'd go through it all again if that meant that I was with Alice and I had my kids. So yeah. She's outside peeing. That's why there's an awkward silence right now.
What the fuck?
What?
Okay.
What?
Now
Hey,
I'm
look,
getting
wait,
So
Time out. Speaking of peeing, this fucking crazy monkey have been here almost 2 hours. I gotta take a leak, man. So God, I will be right back. Give me a second. I'm gonna come back without the camera on because I have to fucking breathe. Okay. At some point, oxygen must enter the brain. So I will take this off, but I will be back and be on microphone. I have to have a drink, take a leak, have a smoke. It's a beautiful thing. We gotta live our lives, man. Okay, listen. I will be right back.
we'll be right here.
she get more than twice you're playing with it.
Always.
We need to get him like Armed Ape is a lot like Batman Begins and the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight movie. Like he wants to be able to turn his head. We need to get Ape a mask where he can breathe properly throughout the entire show. I guess that's a long-winded way of saying. I've been drinking. I doubt it.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, never mind. There he is.
Kamikaze's in the chat said he's going to go too. It's like you're playing swords, so
Cross the streams, you guys.
I will meet you in the field of battle. Sharpen your sword. It's time to fight.
It would be very bad if you cross the streams. Think about it. I was just gonna launch into the whole speech, but I forgot it. I'm so fucked up right now. I can't remember the goddamn speech from
I
Ghostbusters.
hate when I cross streams. Come here. Put your foot right here on my leg. Yep.
Paul and I used to do that as kids, and now that I look back, and I'm like, man, that really was kind of gay. Like, I remember standing at the toilet or in the out backyard, just like, come on, let's pee, cross streams, man. Fucking gay as shit.
So you were talking earlier about the Three Ninjas.
Sorry.
What about it?
Well, like how you thought you said that when you were a kid, when you watched that movie, you would like reenact it and thought that you knew karate.
Yeah. What about it?
All right, my cousin Steven and I, when we were kids, because we were only 6 months apart. When we were kids at our grandma's house, back in the 80s, Karate Kid was a pretty popular movie, right? So thought we were, be Daniel's son and Johnny Lawrence and shit, and I crane kicked him in the face and like fucked him up. There was blood everywhere. We got blood on grandma's
Shit
carpet.
works, dude. It works.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to watch Karate Kid at grandma's house no more.
It's funny you brought that up. Like, we talked about that in the Discord watch along this afternoon. Like how I did the same thing. I did the crane kick in kindergarten or first grade to some kid who was being a dickhead to me, and my foot caught him in the gut just right to where I knocked the wind out of him. I remember it was the first time where I got really got in trouble for hurting somebody. But I'm like, holy shit! I always thought it was just a movie thing. I'm like, holy shit, it works. I just knocked the fucking wind out of this little son of a bitch. God, I love the Karate Kid. Such a good movie. Johnny Lawrence is the hero of that fucking movie, though. Cobra Kai
He really
is valid.
is. Especially have you watched Cobra Kai at all?
I fucking love Cobra
yeah.
Kai. It was
I haven't watched the
interesting
last
to see
season.
both sides, definitely.
Well,
Okay,
Paul,
so who's coming on June 14th? We know you are, Doug.
I am we're already at June 30th, so June 14th of 2024?
14.
July 14th.
Next 2 weeks from tonight. It's a free for all. Everybody in the chat, you guys want to come on? You want to?
It's going to be a long stream. Adam's taking it off the next day.
Let me pull my calendar up. July, what is it?
14th.
Just July 14th. It's 2 weeks from today. Next week we got Daniel on.
Oh,
hopefully
shit,
he'll give us,
I'm already on the calendar for it. You guys already asked me because it's in my calendar.
We did.
Forkey and guesting 7 p.m. Yeah, so I'm already there. Yeah, if I didn't as much as I hate this fucking thing, if I didn't utilize the calendar, I would be completely lost. Mentally, I'm so far gone with the substances that I imbibe in and the shit that I've abused over the years. The fucking calendar on my smartphone is my saving grace, man. Jesus Christ.
Fucking Michael, he's like, I figured I was.
I love Mike.
Yeah, we'll put a tweet out too. Cam, I know you want to. We talked about you coming on. Maybe you want to come on the 14th. You're more than welcome.
Never, Randy.
Or don't fruit the beer.
I gotta say something. Busch Light. I know it says limited edition on the can, and that you said it was going to be limited. I'm telling you, this should. I would keep a case of this in the fridge at once a month. That's how good this shit is.
Well, what you should do though, if it's limited edition, there, Doug, what you should do though is drink like 2 or 3 beers out of it, and then just keep it in there because it's
like
gonna,
bourbon. You motherfucker!
Yeah,
It's not like bourbon. Beer is not like bourbon. You dumbass. Not expensive, good bourbon. Oh, I'm not wrong. I'm not right about a lot of shit.
I'd go make another one, but I'm already fucking. Ooh.
I really want to try that so bad. And look, the bottle is like, looks so good. I want another peach Busch Light. Am I good enough to get another beer? You guys want another drink, or do you want to do last
small batch?
What?
Are you guys good to keep going, or can I get another drink?
Yeah, we're good, dude. I ain't got to work tomorrow.
Dude, I got 5 days off. I've got a hit of Molly, and I've got an 1/8 of mushrooms. This fucking weekend, I'm either meeting God or I'm fucking meeting the loony bin. I can't fucking wait.
Actually, Doug, I can't wait to talk to you in the private chat.
Why? What's wrong with? Why can't we talk about it out loud?
Your
Why am I
still alive?
Because we can't.
Kamikaze, is your mom still alive?
Because of me?
Yes,
the kid.
it's all because of you.
Everything's all your
No.
fault.
Everything's all your fault, though.
I'm kind of drunk.
That's
No.
why I'm world's second best grandma.
Oh, well,
I'm back just in time to
who's your
see this
mom on
fucking
her
lunacy.
birthday?
Wait, what?
What?
Oh, okay. That's cool, Cam. I'll DM you about coming on. I want you to come on though, if you're cool with that. If the 14th is first birthday for real, then fuck, dude, you should come on too, man. Start up a shirt.
What's first going to be? He's our age, right? He's like 42, 43, 44.
Something like that. Yeah, he's
Oh, I
he's
want
right
to.
around.
I just want to see a picture of his big fat
No,
black wife once.
I would love to, like, there's definitely, like, other people I'd love to come onto the stream on the 14th, because I'm finally in a place in my life where when I go through hard times, I can enjoy it with my friends. That sounds terrible.
No, that's how you're supposed to go through it. That's called the help. It's called making a shit pie and sharing it.
Yes. And
And
they are
sharing is
supposed.
sharing.
Yes. Yeah. They are supposed to be shared. These are the moments in life that you have to share because misery loves company, and you have to get them all together.
Fuck
share the
yes,
misery.
God damn it.
It's
Arm
true.
is spot on, dude. Misery fucking loves company.
It
does.
is so true. Adam and I had a best friend that I
Fucking
grew up
Randy.
with. She even lived here in this very house with me. She lived here. My parents took her in, and man, like, dude, she just stayed a miserable bitch, dude. Like, just stayed a miserable bitch. And she wanted me to be miserable right along with her all the fucking time. And, like, sometimes in marriage, you can look at the people that your significant other, spouse, whatever, is around, and you can kind of say, like, as you're growing, maybe this person isn't the best person to have in your life anymore. Like, there's people in your life that I was kind of like meh towards. But yeah, like, dude, I had that friend that I was best friends growing up with and lived here, and we went through a lot of shit together. And sometimes I would get mad at Adam, and she would be like, "Oh, you should make him sleep on the couch," and blah blah blah. I was like, I mean, not like that mad. You know,
Fuck that.
like,
You're that man. You go sleep on the couch. I'm just going to bed.
like, he pays for this place too. You know what I mean? Like, Adam and I, like, this is when Adam and I were first together. We're both working, you know, and it's like, well, this is his home too. How would I feel if he was mad at me over something and he's like, go sleep on the couch, bitch? You know, like, I don't know. You definitely outgrow friends when you get married. That is true.
I can imagine
It's
you
true.
would.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Imagine.
I had a male friend too that I grew up with. You know,
Ooh.
we had known each other for God, like
Thank
10, 15 years by the time Adam and I got together. And when Adam and I got our apartment, he's like, oh man, like, now you can get a better job and you start focusing on this. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to end up quitting my job because we're going to end up getting married and starting a family. And whoa, what happened to Doug?
He's like, fuck this family talk. I'm out.
But anyways, yeah, so I was
She was
like,
a miserable individual that hated to see people that she was close to growing up.
and that was the same
Be
with
happy.
my male friend too. It was he
What's up, buddy?
he didn't understand that I was the type of female when I got to a certain age, I'm like, yes, I do want a family and I want to be a stay-at-home mom. That was something I never expected to come out of me, but when I was like 23, 24 is when I started to be like, yeah, if I get married and have kids, I want to stay home with my kids. I want to be with them all the time. Like I was becoming that person. And yeah, I had friends that couldn't accept that part of me. And I ended up not talking to either one anymore.
I think about the friends.
It
that I don't
doesn't
talk
hurt.
to.
It doesn't hurt at all. I'm fine.
Some of it
I
does
have
for me.
Shannon. I got fucking Shannon and Jess. So, and Marina.
Marina.
Douglas.
What? What did I say? What's going on?
No. We don't do
No,
that with Marina. No.
Let me tell you something.
You can do that with all the other girls. You don't do it. That is Wes's daughter, dude. That is Wes's daughter.
Wes sculpted a beautiful piece of art through the power of Christ. What do you want me to say? It's not my fault.
You know what? You know what he would say? If you said that to him, he'd be like, "Yep, I did."
Yeah, I mean, for fuck's sake, I'm not saying anything dirty or out of line. Like she is.
She's beautiful.
She's fucking goddamn right. She's built like the best fucking car, like your dream vehicle. She's so goddamn hot. Sorry.
I thought it was all
and she's awesome.
But
no,
yes,
I like Jasmine too. I like
Marina
Jasmine too.
is very, very beautiful. She's absolutely stunning.
I like black women. What can I say? It's one of the things I miss about Florida. I really do.
She's Puerto Rican too. She's Puerto Rican.
I know. I know. You know what I meant. Afro Puerto Rican, whatever.
African?
Way to be African. Well, no. Afro Puerto Rican.
How'd I make first jelly? I do got
butter and jelly.
We be texting.
Shannon.
Hey.
Peanut butter and jelly sounds good.
We're out of peanut butter. I was supposed to try to stop at the store today because I was supposed to get up at like 3, but it didn't happen. And you know what? Let me just rant about something real quick. It's always me on fucking holiday weekends that gets stuck working late. It's always me. Like, it's all like, I just don't get it. Like, it pisses me off. All right, I'm done.
That was a hell of a rant. I'll put that right up there with my.
I guess it could be found by people that I really don't care, but it's just always me. It's supposed to be, an easy nice 4-day weekend where we get done 3-4 o'clock on Friday, be done till Wednesday morning. Sweet. My biggest concern, on Tuesday when we discussed it, or Monday when we discussed this was, like, man, am I really gonna want to go back on Wednesday?
I drink 7 beers.
What,
tonight?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
She only started like maybe 3 hours ago. Probably about 3 hours ago I got home. Yeah.
I don't drink anymore. That is Jesus.
I've thrown all the cans in the bag next to my computer, so I've lost track of how many old Milwaukee's and Bush peaches I've had.
Count. Counters don't drink.
I don't really count them either. Yeah, I just keep drinking until I feel like I can't keep going.
Oh, can I rant about something?
Absolutely.
It's my fucking show.
Hello.
All right. You know what I want to rant about? These fucking bitches, dude. These fucking red-pilled bitches, like, just pearly things, and these other bitches, like, you need to do this for your man. You need to do this. Like, first of all, bitch, you aren't even married. You aren't even fucking married. You're not even married and you're telling women what they need to do and not do, including if your husband cheats, you should forgive him. No. See, this shit is starting to piss me the fuck off. And normally I wouldn't fucking care. But here's my problem with it. I am raising a daughter in today's world. I don't want my daughter to think that if she decides to be a stay-at-home wife and mom, she has to be some little bitch that bows to her man. Like, fuck that shit. Fuck all that shit.
No, but
You
she should be
shouldn't give-
obedient.
Shut the fuck up, Doug. Nobody should be obedient. Anybody. Fuck that. You respect each other. You talk to each other. You listen to each other. Like, I'm a stay-at-home mom and wife. I am definitely nothing like any of these bitches. I'm not like you. I'm nothing like you. Who would want to be like you in today's world? Who would? We're living in a totally different world than that happened back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. It's a completely different world. Like, when I tell women to go out and live your lives before you get married, like, people will be like, why does a woman have to sleep around before she gets married? Bitch, that's not what I'm fucking talking about. Read a goddamn book. Go places. Travel. Do shit before you. I'm sorry to say this, but yes, kids tie you down. They do.
Oh my God, Doug.
Why?
They
What did
totally
I
do.
say?
They do.
What did I do?
I'm catching up on chat over here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not
But
sorry. I would,
I'm totally
but
not saying that in a bad way. Like, I'm saying, like, go do things where you don't have to find a babysitter. Like, go and do those things before you get married. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying go out and fuck every guy and do all this shit. Like, I hate that we live in a society that thinks sex is the greatest thing. Like, don't get me wrong,
is.
sex is great, it's fun, but there's other
Mm.
great and beautiful things to enjoy in life. And our daughters have different opportunities than the women before us did. You can't deny that.
Go outside. What the fuck's the problem?
And I see it all the time. I see this all the time. Women who had children young. And if you are a woman, full disclosure, that had kids young, I'm not knocking on you if you did a great
But-
job and all this other stuff.
or
But dude, I see it all the fucking time. Oh, well, I had kids young and I didn't get to do this and I didn't get to do that. And then you're fucking miserable and then you're pissed off at your goddamn kids. There are more opportunities out there, not just for men, but for women too.
What are you talking about? Renting the
Travel
coop?
and go see shit. I'm just saying, like, fuck that just pearly things, bitch. And you know what really bothers me about her? You know what really fucking bothers me about her is her
Don't.
daddy pays for everything for her, and that bitch cannot get her hair done appropriately. Like, I'm sorry, look at me right now with my hair that I just washed an hour
terrible.
before I came on. It still looks better than your profile pic hair, bitch. And you want to tell me that I should do this, that, and like the other thing for my husband? You can't even get your hair done looking nice for your future husband. For real.
Yes, first baby.
Look at me and Shannon's hair. When me and Shannon take picture, oh, and Jess too, and CD, look at our hair. Our hair looks fucking good. And your hair looks like shit, bitch. It looks like fucking shit. So don't tell me what I need to do and what I don't need to do to keep a man in
What
that your
the
hair
fuck?
looks like shit. It looks like shit. Your hair looks like shit.
I
Just-
feel like I'm on an
I'm
episode
so
of
glad
Jerry
this-
Springer right now.
Reason number 236 why I'm happy to be a dude. Because the other dudes don't care how my fucking hair looks.
No,
And if you
no.
do, I don't care.
Have you ever heard of the comedian?
The thing is you guys do care. Like
No,
you
we
guys
don't.
will know a chick, even if we have no makeup on or anything, you'll be able to tell, like, okay, she still takes care of herself, right? Okay. Just pearly things she puts on her little fucking modest this and her modest that, and her hair looks like shit. It looks like shit.
There's
You don't see the women in the FMU's hair looking like that. No, you fucking don't. No, you
like
fucking
mullet.
don't.
Hey,
And me
hey.
and Shannon and I have kids, and our hair doesn't look like that.
Randy over here is throwing out some shots saying his hair was gonna look majestic next to Paul and Doug. Mine too, bro.
When I had hair, I had a beautiful head of hair. I really did have a gorgeous head of hair.
I'm like a lion, a maneless lion.
Women need to be obedient and submissive to men. That shit is so goddamn fucking fucked up,
That
dude.
sounds like
I
bullshit
had
talk.
two grandmothers. I had two grandmothers, like most people do. I had one grandmother that was a good, loyal, loving woman to her husband, but she stood up for herself. I had another grandmother that was good and loyal that didn't stand up for herself. One got beat and one didn't. So
Buxom in chat says, I agree with Alice. Men think they don't care, but they do. I'll say this. Men do care, but when it comes to just like straight up sex, we don't. That's what I was trying to say. Like Greg Giraldo, there's a great comedian who's no longer with us. Greg Giraldo he did a great bit where he used to talk about, he's like, you know why it would be great to be gay? He's like, because there's no fucking drama in between. There's no hidden emotional bullshit. He's like, you just look at the two guys, you look at the one guy you're blowing, and after you get out, like, you want to go have like dinner with my mom? No. Well, my mom hates you. Well, I don't give a fuck. We're gay. Who gives a fuck? Like,
Have you ever seen Modern Family, dude? Like the
great
drama
show
between Cam and fucking what's his name? Mitchell is I mean, like, I get you see you the way you think of gay guys is like, like
getting off.
No, that's it. And that's exactly that's
the kind of gay guy.
It's not that's just as rare as like, a relationship that Alice and I have. You know what I mean? Like, because it's sad to say that the relationship we have is rare anymore.
It very much is. Your relationship is the one that reminds me of my mom and dad.
It's totally rare. It really is for a man to like understand that a woman has emotions and feelings, and it doesn't always mean they're being an over emotional woman or they're PMSing or blah 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 blah. They just express their feelings differently. Adam has fucking feelings. I fucking listen to him. I totally fucking listen to him.
She does. And it took me a long time to realize that I was,
emotional.
Just as much as she. It's just in a different way. Like,
It's yeah.
It's just
that's exactly it. It's in a different way.
Shit. Like I said, like, I'm glad I'm a dude, but like mostly because I don't look at a dude with what he's wearing as like, all right, that dude I can get along with, or that dude I can't, whatever. Because that doesn't really mean anything. When I like women look at another woman like, your hair looks like shit. You're like, how are you gonna wear that shirt with them shoes, or that like belt with them fucking pants, or whatever, right?
I don't get that.
What I look at is at a dude when I'm like out somewhere is, if shit goes down, can I count on you?
That's exactly. I agree with you on that.
And it's the same thing with being emotional as a dude. Like, when I vent to her and gossip to her and shit about whatever work, whatever, it's just
Black
it's
people.
different. No, not really. I'm actually gonna go pick up a black dude. I'm gonna go see two
I
black
know.
dudes.
I know.
I gotta get a bag of weed. I gotta go get hacks.
I love it. I fucking love it.
Because even if it gets legalized completely here, like it is up there, and there's dispensaries on the corner and shit that I can just go to, I'm still going to support my local business.
It's funny.
I just want to say, when it comes to me knocking on that girl's hair, normally I wouldn't care, but she talks about how you should be this for your husband and that for your husband, and you should look good and do all this, but it's like, you don't even look that good. Get like
Sure.
it's shampoo and conditioner. It's just
First said that the FMU ladies hold themselves to a higher standard, and then he said, "I only watch FMU ladies for their hair."
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, their hair pie.
Nah.
Yeah, Adam,
we need
it's funny
to
because I
make-
gassed I gassed out on the after show a few weeks back when Johnny the Wop was a guest, and I listened back to the episode him and Paul did for the after show, and they talked about me, and I'm not bitching about it, but they talked about John in particular talked about me being an avid pot smoker and living now in a state where we've legalized it and being able to buy it at a dispensary, and how I talk about it with like great excitement and reverence, not in a negative way, but he said the same thing. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I kind of feel like in Florida, we've got it medically legal. He's like, but I kind of feel like if we had it recreational, I'd still buy it from the same guy I've been buying it from. And I get that. I do get that. When I lived in Florida, but here's the difference. When I lived in Florida, that was my mentality. Now I live in a place where when I call up my dealer who happens to be a legal dispensary, and I don't wonder what I'm going to get. Is this going to put me out? Is this going to make me sleep? Is this going to make me have a good time? Is this going to make me like feel like my heart's racing out of my chest? Like the beauty of legalization, and I guess I'm just saying this just to get out of the way because we brought it up earlier and it's on my mind, but is knowing what you're getting. I'm not all for government being involved in this kind of shit. I don't want them regulating anything. I don't want them having their fingers in it, but regardless, they're going to. But that is the nice thing about legalization. Like I get wanting to support local businesses. I get wanting to support your local dealer. I do get it. I really do. My heart is there. My mentality is there. But I'm also the kind of person where I've smoked. I don't even smoke flower anymore. I've smoked so much weed that once we legalized it and I realized concentrates were a thing, I'm like, okay, well, I need something stronger now. And that's the reality. That's the other thing about buying from your local dealer is like, you never know what you're going to get if it's going to satisfy what your craving is. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I am very fucked up. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to derail the show. I apologize. Hey, start talking.
You essentially sound like a PSA for a fucking dispensary, a government,
No,
regulated.
government. No, government. State level. I don't think federal government. Here's the thing. I know a lot of people say federal government just legalize all drugs. Fine, whatever. When it comes to me personally, marijuana is the only one that I give a shit about. And on a state level, when I know that where I live, in a small town where it's a community-based town, when I know that the money from the dispensaries that's being taxed is going to be funneled back into the town, that's what I'm all for that shit. I don't know what it's like in Detroit, but I'm up here in Upper Michigan.
Guys, hang on.
Who's P. Beaver? High five for streaming on Rumble. All right, we'll take it.
Fuck yeah, man.
Fucking Beaver. Beavers.
Why aren't we
Any word for vagina?
Whatever. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Mr. Beaver.
Or Mrs.
Or Mrs. Beaver.
Z Beaver, Zer Beaver. Whatever you know.
Hey, Mike.
Thank
Mike,
you.
both medical and recreational are all under one dispensary here. I don't know what it's like in Maine. Beaver. Ooh. Man, I love smelling a beaver. A good old musty oniony BO beaver. Just
you know who
crotch
wasn't
sweat.
here tonight was Stoner. That's weird.
Probably got high on edibles and vaping.
Probably watched day baseball and ate some more dominoes and fell into a coma.
Stoner looks, the photos that I've seen of him, it's a spitting image of my best buddy here where I live, Ricky, except without hair. Ricky doesn't have long hair, but other than that, in the face, Stoner is a spitting image of my best buddy, Ricky. Wild. Except Ricky doesn't smoke weed either. Ricky just drinks Fireball all the time.
When we go to Colorado to visit Forest Mommy, I'm taking that trip and I'm going to go, Stoner and I are going bowling or playing pinball or something.
Oh my God, dude. That's it right there, dude. We need to go to a bowling alley.
My knees couldn't handle that.
Me and Jess chowing on fried food. It'll be great.
Yeah, fried food sounds good too.
Stoner looks like the dude. I mean, he's like a.
You've never seen that pick a stoner, Michael? He
Oh,
posts
dude.
pics quite a
Bring
bit.
it. Bring it up. Bring it up, Alice. Share your screen and bring it up. Show them. Show everybody. What does Stoner look
Oh,
like?
Jesus. Good luck with that.
There's
I'm gonna
a
go
guy.
feed him.
There's a guy on Twitter, like a digital artist on Twitter, Acid something, who has like a bunch of Stoner pics that are really cool.
Oh yeah, he does great
Digital
pics
art.
of.
Daniel Romano. I'm gonna work on the video tomorrow when I got time. But like Daniel, I gotta say, in the Discord, in the server revelry watch along Discord server watch along of Three Ninjas this afternoon, fucking Daniel busted out nunchucks and did a fucking nunchucks fucking performance. It was badass. I'm gonna fucking make clips of it, put it up tomorrow on Twitter. Then he said he was gonna bring out a fucking sword. He's like, I'm gonna do fucking nunchucks and a sword. I'm like, no, I don't want to be at fucking court testifying why you cut your fucking arm off on a live stream. Psycho. But he's so fucking bad.
Why
It
not?
really was badass. It really was badass watching him pull out the fucking nunchucks, man. It really was.
Is Ape still here?
I'm
Yeah,
here.
Yeah.
I've just been
He just
listening, you know.
He just wanted to take his mask off and breathe like a normal human being, like he didn't
Yes.
live in COVID times.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. I get it.
Plus, I was thinking maybe I should flex on you guys with the hair talk.
Flex on
Yeah,
us,
that
Ape.
I'll go flex. Hold on. I'll pull my shirt. I have to hide my face though, but hold
Gotta
on.
pull his shirt off.
This is going to be real quick, just to show you that, you know,
Screenshot,
For
everybody.
for old man, I'm not doing too fucking bad with the hair game, okay? I'm just going to say, here we go, real quick. This is going to be quick. Get ready to screenshot. You see?
Oh, you're
Look,
like
I
Robert
did.
Smith of The Cure.
I know, right? Ha!
Okay.
Okay.
Gene Simmons?
Oh, damn. Hey, at least you didn't say Paul Stanley,
Our
okay?
Ape is way cooler than Gene Simmons.
Thank you
way
very much.
cooler.
Okay,
Way
that's
cooler
enough
than-
of that. Yes,
If
my
I could
hair has gotten
stay away,
crazy long. Oh, and
just
another
to
thing,
hear you screaming.
when you're talking about
Look
that,
at the tone difference right there, dude. Look at that.
yeah, the farmer
Yeah.
tan is real.
That looks like Hormel pepperonis.
He working that farmer tan, boy, high quality.
I got on a bit.
Bigger? Are Alice's bigger? Are they silver dollars?
Hey, did you know tomorrow?
You kind of
In
got me
what?
there. That was pretty good.
Tomorrow, another state joins the recreational sale
Ooh.
of marijuana. Maryland.
Toast to Maryland for getting your shit together. Let's
High
follow in
quality.
suit.
Yep. Legal.
Oh, you want to come say hi again? Come say hi to Uncle Doug and Uncle Abe. Come on.
Savannah. Oh, what a pretty baby. What a beautiful dog.
I seriously got
beautiful
home at
smile.
like 7:40, dude. I jumped in the shower, took a shower. Didn't eat yet. At least I took a shower. I had to.
It's
Drink
your
some
show.
pickle
If you want to
juice.
end the game.
A pretty baby.
Hey, I've had enough pickle juice, man. I drank half a jar. It feels like, man. I'll admit it though. It did fucking help. Although
Dude,
I'm still
when I got home, my fingers were like, my hands were crazy cramping. My feet. Come on, you're killing me. You're scratching the hell out of me.
Okay,
Pretty
question from the lunatic wing of the party. What is the pickle? Is it a dill or sweet or
It's a dill.
Oh,
It's a
it's
deal.
both. I say it's
I wonder-
both.
I don't like sweet pickles. I do like sweet relish. Like when I make deviled eggs, I use a sweet relish instead of a dill relish.
A dill.
I mean, I'll eat a deviled egg with a dill relish. It really don't matter. Like I love deviled eggs. Like
I agree. I agree.
I seriously, I've not eaten one pickle out of that. I've drinking probably half the jar of pickle juice, and it was just because I was cramping when I got home after work. It was hot as fuck today.
I like pickles quite a bit, but I like fresh and homemade pickles, like deli pickles and pickles from scratch out of like you're talking about a garden with cucumbers and shit, where you make it from scratch, like as opposed to Mount Olive or Vlasic. I also like very salty pickles, salty garlic dill pickles. I think are like
This
the
is
best.
classic kosher dill spears with the fucking juice is what I was after. And I mean, I feel a whole lot better. So
I did too. I'm surprised. Like I'm not as sore as I was when we did the Discord thing, and I bitched about how sore I was throughout that fucking thing.
Have you ever
But yeah,
tried? Have you ever tried peanut butter and sweet pickles?
what?
No. What?
Together?
Listen to me. Listen.
I'm not.
Together? What do you-
I'm not going to
you
convince
know,
Adam, but Doug seems
You probably
intrigued.
get me on board.
You take sweet pickles, you slice them, right? You make a thin slice of the sweet pickle and put it on a fucking sandwich with peanut butter. The next time you get fucking high, try it and let me know what you think. Oh my
You know
God.
what? I'm going to tell you something. Not only will I try it and tell you, but I probably would like that. I'm the kind of motherfucker who likes gummy bear. Here's something you can try. You get fresh French fries out of the fryer where they're piping hot. Gummy bears or gummy worms on top of them and let them get all gooey and melty over the fries. It's the perfect blend of sweet and salty. I'm telling you, I'm not wrong on this. I've gotten high so many times and made so many good fucking things that don't make sense. I'm going to try that shit. I'm going to try that shit. That sounds good to me, man.
What's next? Did you say like orange juice?
Kamikaze watching too much.
Orange juice and milk is good. Have you ever not had like a cream soda, like an orange and ice cream float? Orange soda and ice cream, vanilla ice cream
I've
in a
had a
float?
root beer float.
I've had a cream
It's
soda.
the same thing.
Lately. Yeah, but it's not the same as like drinking like milk and then eating or drinking orange juice like the next thing. Then no, that's terrible.
I would do it. I'd try it. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Wow, this just
I don't
got
milk,
real fucking weird here.
Did you take all of it?
You're the one that brought up orange.
So I was at the grocery store with my daughter, I don't know, a few weeks ago or whatever, and we walked by down this aisle and she saw this like end cap or whatever, this display of peanut butter whiskey. And she's like, Dad, like
Screwball.
you see this? Like peanut butter, because like I love peanut butter and I love
really
whiskey. But, like, dude, like together, no. Like I no, like that's like it's like eating a chocolate chip cookie and washing it down with a beer.
To me, when you brought up bourbon, the first thing I thought of was like the best kind of chocolate. Your favorite kind of milk chocolate and bourbon.
No, see, like,
dude,
I prefer. I'm not a fan of like Brown is like the lowest on the shelf. I'll go at the bar. Like I won't drink Jack. I won't drink Jim Beam. I
love Jim Beam. Love Jim Beam.
Adam won't let me drink
Black
Jack
Velvet.
Daniels.
Like just you drink.
Before my bachelorette party, one of Adam's specific rules was to one of the ladies throwing it was don't let her drink Jack Daniels whiskey. Guess what? The first shot she ordered for me was Jack Daniels whiskey.
That'll work. God, I want a cigarette so bad right now. God
So
damn
you guys
it,
wanna
Adam.
hear a
I'm
funny
watching
story?
you two fuckers smoke and I want one.
You guys want to hear a funny story? And I'm sure she could find pictures and post them on Twitter. She's already ruined my rep, showing me in creamsicle shirts with ties and sleeves and shit. But
This is the guy wearing a peach tank top.
We're about to go private soon here, by the way, guys.
Nudity.
So
private?
real quick, she just mentioned her bachelorette party. Well, my bachelor party and our parties were on the same night. We were going to meet up at the end of the night at a friend's house. And I got so fucked up while when we went out. We were only out for like 3 hours. We went to shoot pool, eat some food. But we went to this bar where they had this drink called a Mind Eraser, and it looked like a fucking, like in Big Trouble in Little China, the shot that they take before they go like down into the fucking the deal to
First, I'll send you a link
or whatever.
You want to go on the private chat with us first?
It was like smoky.
I'll send you a link.
And it was called the Mind Eraser. And I took the first one and downed it, no problem. Second one, I was like I'm still upright. What's going on? Took a third one, drank a bunch of beer, some other shots. The time we got back to our friend's house, it was only like 10:30, 11 o'clock. She came right.
Skipper was there first.
They were already. Her and her friends were already at the house. We come pulling up, and she came and opened up my door. I was sitting shotgun in the car. She came and opened up my door, and I just fell right out of the car. My feet were still in the car on the floor, and I just, I was so trashed that night.
The last time I was at your place.
Your lady says even if they don't go to a strip club the night of their bachelor party, they'll still come back fucking wasted.
Trash, dude. It was actually quite embarrassing for my drinking career. It's a low point of my drinking career. There's pictures
In the bedroom.
for hours. I was passed the fuck out. Yep.
First,
My ass hurts
I
so
love
bad right now.
you. You're
It
never
does.
mind.
I did so many squats between yesterday and today. Like I've never felt this kind of pain before. I started working out with a trainer yesterday for the first time ever in my life, and I hurt inconceivably in my lower regions in the worst
No
possible
pain, no
ways right
gain.
now.
When was the last time
That's
a woman
it.
made you hurt that bad down there?
A long fucking time. I'm not
Well, there you
kidding,
go,
dude.
man.
It's all in my hips and my legs right now. My ass especially. God, like
Maybe
my
you'll
fucking
do
ass
something
bone hurts.
special. You'll shed a bunch of weight, get ripped, and take her from her husband. You'll end up on an episode of Snapped or something.
Oh man, one could hope. Or like one of the new Netflix version of Unsolved Mysteries. I wish Robert Stack was alive so I could be on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. God, what a dream. Bum 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 bum. Anyway.
Well, we're at about 3 hours, guys. You guys ready, or what do you want to do?
It's your show, buddy.
Well, we can still do private chat.
Sure. I'm gonna eat a sandwich. I've got a sub
Wake up,
sandwich
dude.
waiting.
Where you at, man? Where you been, dude? We
Who you talking
stayed
to?
on the air extra long waiting for you. Way up, dude.
Who's that?
Make sure you hit that like button.
Who are you talking to?
Way up, dude, in the YouTube chat here.
Oh,
You-
YouTube chat. That's why. Okay, I don't have
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
pulled up. Hey, way up, dude. Meow.
Was this Stoner?
Now I want to watch Super Troopers. Hey, meow. No, Stoner is actually on YouTube. He's
He's still the
he's
Stoner.
Stoner. He's
Yeah.
still Stoner. Yeah.
And Rumble, he's the anger is a gift, which is wrong because like he's a pacifist like Smokey, man. So what? His toe slipped over the line a little bit. All right,
gotta
hey,
call
what you got to plug, man? Let's hear your YouTube shit, your new Twitter shit.
Oh, I'm not on Twitter, but there is a reasonable facsimile that is running the FM Universe account. It's not me. I swear to God. Listen, Elon, haha, quality. It's not me, you son of a bitch. Free speech, my ass. We will try to get the Twitter back, and hopefully the next appeal will be the one that does it. We can only hope. The YouTube channel is Armed Ape, and eventually a video will be produced at some point. I promise. I will get to it. I swear to God. If only these sons of bitches
Go
will
watch
give
some of
me
his
days
past
off.
videos if you haven't already. They're fucking high quality shit right there, man.
Fuck
Links
yes, they are.
are in the description.
Thank you very much.
Good job, Paulina.
You're the one that yelled at me. I've been doing better with doing the links.
You're
and the
great. You're doing great.
description.
You're doing great.
He's
But you're
hot.
my sister. I gotta give you shit.
All right, Dana, your turn.
My name's not Dana. Is that you were trying to slam me? My shit. Is that you're sharing for me? Everybody within the FMU, watch Armed Apes videos, watch the show you're watching now, watch Sibling Revelry, watch Hex's show, watch Golden Showers, watch Server Revelry anytime St. Michael does a Discord viewing party or a bootleg stream, which he's often to do on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Allegedly.
Pocket Podcast. Just I don't know, like everybody involved. Just back up everybody that you love, your friends, all you got. You know what I mean? Like just yeah, you guys get it. I've had a lot of peach bush lights tonight, guys. So go with God.
Whoever that may be.
Whatever God you may be. Could be an Indian god. Could be an 8-armed elephant named Ganesh. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care.
Could be the homeless guy in the corner. Who knows?
That's very true. Could be a
Piece of toast.
Robocop.
You just-
Homeless Robocops. I'm sorry. Your show. I'll let you guys go.
Wait, is it my turn?
It's your turn. You're on.
It's my turn. Okay, so definitely watch everything in the FMU Hawkett podcast. The Goat, Sibling Revelry, all those people. So tomorrow night, Sibling Revelry, it's their last episode while they're
Before-
taking a break, I believe, right?
We're taking a 2-week break. We're going to have Mike Rainey on tomorrow night. Very funny Philadelphia comedian and actor and writer. And then we are taking a 2-week break, and we'll be coming back whatever 2 weeks from tomorrow is. I don't know. But we'll be coming back with Daniel Godfrey from I Am Icarus. He's promoting his new album, their new album. So
Okay, so and then this Sunday, watch Golden Showers. Golden Showers will be back with Hex and Forest Mommy, and they will be having Kyle. Kyle.
Kulinski? Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle Matovic will be on, who's always interesting and funny. And then July 4th, Sibling Revelry will be broadcasting the documentary of
Oh
Fauci.
shit, I forgot about that. The Fauci documentary. I forgot.
Okay.
I forgot.
Okay, Don! Don't
Sorry.
make me lose my train of thought. I sent St. Michael a link for the private chat too. So and then next week we will be having Daniel Romano on. Did I say his last name right?
The FMU Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
You better be showing some videos of him like flying 360.
Nunchucks.
Some nunchucks or something.
So they so he'll be on that Friday, and then July 14th will be the free for all. So anybody that wants to come on that night, please let us know. If not, I'm going to be reaching out to a few of you to come on that night. But so far, we have Amit and Doug coming on for that podcast where we will be drinking like crazy and honoring my crazy, wonderful, God bless her, my mother, one of the most wonderful women that have ever lived, stronger than Jordan Peterson. She is just number one, great
She's
woman.
on my brother.
And we'll be honoring her that night. And we thank all of you for joining us. Arn, Dave, Doug, thank you so much for coming on. I love having you guys on. You guys are both just such cool, down to earth people. You guys are just everything about what we want to do. Just you guys are fucking awesome. We love you guys in the chat, and we'll see you next week.